La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre un amabile, leggiadro viso, in pianto in riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. E di pensiero. E di pensiero.
Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast. We're coming to you live from Isla Vista, Santa Barbara County, California, every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's a bit shy. A few quick announcements before the show begins. This channel is viewer supported, so please consider sending a super chat throughout the show. I will read super chats $10 and up. All super chats will be displayed in stream overlay. We've got channel memberships, Patreon, merch. All links are in the description. To become a channel member, hit that join button below. We have 6 different tiers of support, a ton of various perks. You'll get a shout out during the show at any tier. You're going to stand out in chat, custom emojis, exclusive videos. You can pre-submit a show topic or video, discounted merch. You can call in, channel feature, and a care package. So check it out, guys. We're also streaming. Actually, we're not going to do that one. We're also streaming to Twitch. Eric, if you want to just skip over that one, you can pull it up. Yeah.
Eric, if you want to just skip over.
Oh, wait, pause it. You got to go back.
Oh,
here.
Wait, pause it.
Okay, guys, we're doing it live. We had a failed launch. What's the term? Anyways, we scuffed up.
Failure to launch.
Something like that. We scuffed it up earlier. But yeah, we have we have Twitch going right now, twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow. And Eric, if you can bring it back to the Instagram. If you want to be on the show or help the show, DM at whatever on Instagram. We're looking for someone who can help us out with timestamps. Anyways, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, occupation, and/or school major. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nicole Petrov. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a communications major at SBCC.
I'm Gabby. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a criminology major at SBCC.
I'm Emily. I am 31 years old, and I am an actor in LA.
I'm Sophia. I'm 18, and I'm a global studies major at UCSB.
I'm Ashley. I'm 18, and I'm a communications major at UCSB.
I'm Aria. I'm 18, and I'm a biology major at UCSB.
I'm Emily. I'm 18, and I'm a political science major at UCSB.
Rock and roll. Everyone's Instagrams are in the description, so guys, show them some love, give them a follow. So we're going to go around the table once more. Current relationship status, longest relationship, and are you on any dating apps? And that includes seeking arrangements. Go ahead.
Okay. I am single and celibate. My longest relationship was a year, and I'm not on any dating apps, nor have I ever been.
All right. I am currently in a relationship. My longest relationship, I want to say, was 2.5 years, and I'm obviously not on any dating apps.
Currently single. Longest relationship was about 3 to 4 years, and I am not on any dating apps.
My longest relationship was...
A little closer to the mic.
Oh, yeah. My longest relationship was 7 months, and I'm kind of on Tinder, but kind of not. It's off and on sometimes.
What does that mean? Kind of on Tinder, kind of
Okay,
not?
like, I have an account. It's paused, but it'll probably be unpaused at some point in time.
It's there when she needs it.
Yeah.
I'm single. My longest relationship was probably like 6 months, and I'm kind of a Bumble ambassador, so I have to have the app, but like I only use it when I'm bored.
Wait, you're kind of a Bumble ambassador. What is that?
I'm an ambassador on campus, so I like host events, I get merch, I promote the app
shit.
and just all about it. So there's actually an event going on right now, but it's a bar tab, and I'm not 21.
Is there a larger organization on campus for Bumble? Because I mean, you said there's this other event going on currently.
No, it's just there's like 4 ambassadors, and we run it.
Did you get paid?
Yes.
Wow.
That's dope.
Is it all women or is it just
No,
men?
there's a guy.
There's a guy.
That's a single
Yeah,
One
there's
guy.
3 girls, 1 guy. Yeah.
But so, okay. 3 girls, 1 guy. But you don't really use it, kind of. You kind of use it. You have to use it.
Well, I don't have to use it, but when I started doing it, I wanted to see how, I really liked it. I was promoting it, the brand and everything.
How do you promote Bumble? Like what's your pitch to somebody?
It's really great for college students because it's safe and you can verify yourself to make sure you're only seeing students on your campus or nearby. And honestly, I just like it. I use my socials to boost it and flyers around campus and just like word of mouth.
Okay. Rock and roll.
Okay. I'm currently in a relationship. My longest relationship was 3 years, and I'm obviously not on any dating apps either.
So I'm currently single as of probably 3 weeks ago, and I do have Tinder, but I'm kind of off and on. It's kind of paused. Maybe
How long was this relationship that recently ended?
3 years. I broke up with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
You broke up? Why did you break up with him?
Because I came here. He was really kind of insecure about me, being here. He was back at home, and I just I don't know. I wanted to be single. I'm in college. I'm young. I felt like I was just committed way too young, way too fast. So
He was holding you back.
he was holding me back a
He
lot.
definitely
So I
was.
wanted to be
Holding
single.
her back from what?
Being the best version
The
of
college
yourself.
The best person I
experience.
could be.
Were you his mother?
I might as well have been.
When you
I
say
can relate.
wait, so okay, when you say holding you back from being the best person you could be, do you mean hooking up with all the hot UCSB dudes?
No, just
Kinda.
living my life. He was really insecure about me being here in general, and I had been with him since I was 15, and the person you are when you're 15 is not the same person you are when you start your first even week of college.
Closer to
so
the
I
mic.
was like, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I'd rather be single. I'd rather focus on myself.
Were you guys
Oh, closer.
initially planning to have a long distance relationship?
Yes and no. I tried to break up with him right before I came here, and it was really hard because, we had been together so long. So I was like, I might as well just try, And then I realized, this is not going to work out. This is getting toxic. I just can't be in this relationship anymore.
Yeah.
So I did what was best for me, and I'm happy. I love being single.
No, I think you made the right decision.
Absolutely.
Long distance relationships, even if it's just someone who's 2 hours away,
Yeah.
that's just
I will say,
can't deal with that.
I feel like it depends also on how you start the relationship, because
Yeah.
I've met
Yeah.
so many people who have started long distance
Yeah.
and are doing great now. I feel like usually when it turns to long distance
Yeah.
after being together in close proximity is usually where
Yeah.
things
Yeah, and
have
it's also
issues. Yeah.
it's also about knowing what you can handle, what you want, and absolutely what you said, where the relationship started. Did it start
Yeah.
long distance? Did it start with you two together?
Yeah.
Because if people make it work, then heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I
But,
feel like no, go
yeah,
ahead.
just knowing what you're capable of doing, what
Yeah.
you want, and also knowing how in tune you are with your certain love
Yeah.
language. Is if your love language is physical touch, I'm sorry, a long distance
Yeah.
relationship is not going to work for you.
Yeah.
In
And
my
I-
opinion.
Yeah, and I feel like having a really good foundation before you start, and we didn't have that at all. So it was rocky from the beginning. So I was like,
And you
it's,
dated him for 3 years?
3 years since I was 15,
Wow.
my freshman year of high school, all the way up until.
If you had a rocky beginning, why did it last 3 years?
Because you get comfortable being with somebody, I would say,
That's true.
especially when you're that young. It's all high school. All I knew was what it was like to be with him. I didn't know what a life without him was like until I came here. And then I realized what a life without him was like. And then that's when he started to get really toxic. So I was like, this is just not.
I feel like a lot of high school girls have this unrealistic ideal expectation of being in a 3-year long relationship, and then you actually leave and you're like, wow, I don't need that.
Exactly.
At all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think I only know maybe just one couple that
Yeah.
got together in my high school, and they're still together. They have kids, and I
Yeah.
think it's amazing.
It's
But
incredible.
it's not something that happens all the
Yeah,
time.
it's
And
not
when you're in
realistic.
high school is that little bubble where the whole world revolves around who you're hanging out with, what's going on socially, and you and your relationships.
Yeah.
But there's so much more outside of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, long distance is definitely, I think, a no. I mean, that's just. But so I'm curious, just to clarify.
Yes.
You were still in a relationship when you initially moved here.
Yes.
You had attempted to break up with him, but you were going to try to make it work. You were here for a week, and then you dumped him. Is that a
Yes.
fair assessment of the situation?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay. Huh. Okay. So have you been dating at all since dating? Have you been? Oh, your friend just exposed you there, by the way.
No, nothing serious.
Any
Oh, really?
Nothing serious. Nothing serious. I'm single.
Okay, but like
But,
some
I mean,
frat boys over here.
They're cute,
couple-
but I'm not really interested in anything right
Okay.
now. You know?
All right.
They're cute, but just not right now.
Yeah, I mean, my advice to men, I mean, also to women, don't do like long-term relationship before you're going off to college with your high school sweetheart or whatever. That shit is not gonna work. It's
I
not
feel
gonna
like-
work. It's a wrap. Trust.
I feel like it can work as long as the communication's there. If the communication's not there, it's definitely not going to work, because if you're 6 hours, 4 hours, whatever, away from each other and you're not even talking, then you're basically not together. And that's what happened with my relationship. Was he moved to Berkeley and I lived like 3.5 hours away, and he just didn't talk to me. And so we were broken up a long time before we actually broke up, in my opinion.
But what 18-year-old boy is mature enough to keep up that communication?
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the same thing about what 18-year-old woman is.
That's
mature
true.
enough
I
to
disagree.
keep
Yeah.
up. You just why is that?
I feel like women mature faster.
They do.
I
It's
agree.
actually, no, that's science. Men don't fully mature until their 40s, and women mature
Until their 40s.
Yeah. Until their 40s, and women mature by, I think I read, age 32. So I've got one more year.
You'll have to send me those stats after the
But
show.
I mean, there's also going to be so much science that's going to be going against that, but that's just based off the research. So
Fair enough. So before I get into some of my questions, I like to open it up. This is something I've been doing before the shows. I like to open it up to the panel first. So is there anything dating related that you want to get off your chest? It could be something you wish men did differently, something you don't get about men. There's a trend in dating that annoys you. Men are pissing you off in some way.
how much time you got?
You want we'll limit it to one thing, or you want some advice on a specific thing, whatever it may be. So actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll start here. Go ahead.
I just feel like every time I have something good going in the past, like a situationship, you could call it, I feel like I start showing that I could give them the world, and then I feel like they start freaking out and pulling away. And not only that, but they're like super manipulative, and they'll do like the most to like manipulate you to like them, and then when it's time for the real thing, they just like make excuses, if that makes sense. Like they'll like have you meet their mother, like hang out with you like all the time, like sleep over at your house, like bring you around their friends, like all this, and then they'll turn on you and be like, what, like you thought this was a thing? Like we're just friends. So I don't know, that's my grievance.
So you said that you're prepared to give them the world. What do you mean by that?
I exaggerate, but like me, if I was like a girlfriend currently, I would be so loyal, so loving. Like I would cook, like I wouldn't even probably like go out, or if I were to go out, I would like only go out with them. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's some good
I would
stuff.
just be like a wife. I would be a wife.
You would be a
That's what I
wife.
would be.
Well,
Okay.
let's not paint the picture of what a wife looks like, because there's so many things. But my one thing I want to say there is I love the loyalty, and I think that that's incredible. But the one thing that I want to also say is that, yes, you can absolutely give somebody the world, but also make sure that you're giving yourself something. Go out with the girls. Go, make sure that there
Don't
is.
don't listen to her.
That's why
Don't listen to her.
That's why
Stay at home. Stay at home. Don't go to the bar. Don't go to the club. Guys don't want that.
No, I don't know. I feel like it depends on the relationship, but like the reason why like I'm celibate, like not really looking for anything right now, is because
Celibate?
I want to like love myself, and I want to love my girls. Like I want to.
You're celibate.
Yeah. Like as
When's the
like,
last time you hooked up somebody?
In the summer.
Okay,
in
fair
the
enough.
summer, like July.
When I met you in the summer.
But yeah, I feel like it just kind of depends on the relationship you have, you know. But right now, I feel like people aren't okay with being single because they haven't learned how to love themselves. Like a lot of people, you'll always see them in a relationship, like one relationship after the other, but people don't realize all you need is yourself, and like everyone needs to learn that. For you to even like fully love someone, you have to like fully love yourself.
Okay,
Love
so you
that.
said go out with the girls. So I think she's on the right track there with kind of what she thinks she's offering to a guy. But you think, no, go out with your single friends.
No, what I'm saying is that if she thinks that she shouldn't go out and only go out with her boyfriend at that time, I don't really agree. I think that you should make sure that you have that identity of yourself that is separate from the person that you are with, whether it's your lover, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, partner, whatever. I think that it's really important to have that strong connection with your friends and make sure that that's maintained.
I completely agree. I just
Yeah.
wanted to add on to that as well, because from my personal experience, I mean, I've been in a relationship where I gave the guy everything. I did everything for him. I would leave my friends to go and hang out with him. And that really does damage your relationships with your friends, because, you know, you're very clearly showing that, like, you don't give them the same respect that you give him. And
Sure.
you can give him everything. You can, like, be the best person in a relationship that you can be for that person, but allowing yourself to still have your relationships that you've had before them is super important. Like, because think about after, let's say things go wrong with them. Are you like gonna want to be alone because you put all of your time into this guy who then dropped you and you have no one? Yeah. You want to maintain the people who are going to be there for you after him as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's clarify one thing. So I mean, there's maintaining friendships, but then there's going out, partying, clubbing.
I mean, you can party
Going
and
to
have
bars.
fun when you have a boyfriend. Like, there's
definitely.
There needs to
That's
be
a bad.
that
It's a
level.
bad look.
Well,
It's a
it's
bad
not
look.
a bad
Well,
look. There has
It's
to
a
be
bad
that
look.
level of trust between you and your partner. Like, if they don't trust
Absolutely.
you going out, then that's
Okay.
going to cause a lot of drama.
So you'd be totally cool with the significant other going to, like, your boyfriend going to the strip club?
Yeah,
You'd be okay with that?
absolutely. Then
All you girls
boy-
would be okay with that?
Yeah, I think it would be funny.
absolutely.
Like,
And
You'd be okay
yeah,
with that?
sure,
Well,
go
the-
ahead. Like, have fun.
The thing is, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not there to tell you what you cannot do. I'm there to build something with you. And if you want to go to the strip club with your dudes, do it. I don't care. But if I'm in a relationship with someone that I don't trust, yeah, that's going to be uncomfortable, and maybe I should rethink being in that relationship. But I'm not the type of person to say, you cannot do that, because I'm confident in myself. And if I'm confident in the relationship, then I don't see the need to put a
Well,
stop
the strip
sign.
club isn't the perfect equal example, but men and women have a very different experience when they go out to social gatherings, when they go out to bars, clubs, or parties, right? So, and it's not so much about controlling, and I'm sure we all have boundaries that we would want our partner to adhere to. So it's not so much a controlling thing. Like for me, for example, if I was going to take a girl seriously, if she was going to bars, clubs, partying every weekend, it would never get to the point where I'd ever commit to her. But it's not like you can't do that. It's like, oh, okay, you want to go party every weekend. We're no longer in a relationship, and now there's other girls in the picture. I'm not gonna be monogamous to a girl that's putting herself out there like that.
Sure. No, and I think that's great, because you know what you're capable of doing. You know what you want, and you know what you don't want. And sure, I'm not the type of person right now who goes out partying all the time. Would it be a good idea for me to get into a relationship with some man who wants to go out party all the time? Probably not, because I'd like to be a part of something that he's doing, that he's already doing, besides me being there.
But I'm just saying, like, it depends what you want, right? If you want to be single and just have fun, then continue partying. But for most men, like,
I think it's just definition of partying, though, honestly, because I mean, I feel like from at least what you're saying, you're assuming that like going out and partying with the girls means like, oh, I'm gonna go grind on some guy. I mean, like you can have fun with the girls and not have it be all about like, oh, there are other guys around. Like I'm putting myself out there for other men. Like, how about I have a relationship, I'm going out and I'm focusing on my friends.
Why
a
is
girl.
it that so many guys think that girls go out for other men?
No,
like, we
true.
Go
Like,
out
we
to
go out to have
with our
fun.
friends.
Absolutely.
And like
Sure.
just have a good time, listen to music, dance. It doesn't have to be about men. I don't care if they're there.
Okay,
just nice
so
to look at.
so hold on. Yeah, I guess sure. There's a component of you're going to have fun, but part of it is going to be the attention that you receive from men.
That's
You're
not our
always going to
fault.
receive attention from men.
That's
You're
not our
that's-
fault.
But-
Yeah.
Exactly. I do not control what men see in me. If I see a guy at a party and he's super into me and I have a boyfriend, am I going to give him attention? No.
But okay,
'Cause I have
like
a boyfriend.
let's not. We don't have to lie and say that women don't go out for men. Like if you go to a
Yeah, if I'm
social
single
gathering,
and-
if you're that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're single and you go to a social gathering, it might not be 100% of the reason, but there is a part of the reason you're going out is to potentially meet somebody.
So should
Sure,
we
but
not
you're single.
Should we
Again,
not go
it's-
out if men are going to be there? Is that what we're saying? Because we can't control that, and we're not going out for the attention.
If you're in a relationship, you're free to do whatever you want and you can have a negotiation with your potential partner. I think though, at least for me, one, because I don't go to bars, I don't go to clubs, I don't party, I don't drink, I'm focused on other things. I certainly wouldn't want a partner that was every weekend was going out to party and stuff from a commonality place, but also just from the fact of when you go to the club, it's kind of cheating. It's a little bit cheating.
Why? Can I
Yeah.
just ask, like,
Because-
why are you, why?
Because it's almost a foregone conclusion that you're going to get hit on by guys.
That's
when you
You're
go
not
out.
always going to
cheating.
get hit on. You can be hit on in the street. Like, okay, it's a common, like,
Okay, but-
every woman has experienced being catcalled on the street. You're constantly being hit on.
I
Like,
got hit
it's-
on when I'm
I
with
feel
my
like-
boyfriend
Exactly.
at that time.
No, you can't, just because you're going out to a party, like, doesn't mean, like, oh, I'm opening myself to be
But-
hit on. You're being hit on, like,
Sure.
no matter where you go.
But going to a party, club, or bar, it's a very, very specific social setting. Sure, you could get hit on it when you're grocery shopping, going to Trader Joe's. That could happen, right? But at a party, club, or bar, it's a very specific social setting. There's alcohol involved. Maybe you're with your single friends. By the way, I think single friends are about pretty much the worst influence on someone who's in a relationship. Terrible influence. It's bad. It's bad. So I'll let you guys respond. But
Being someone in a relationship that like is in the scene, I think it really comes down to communication and setting those boundaries with your partner before you're even, given like those chances to do that. Like, so me and my boyfriend, let's say, like, we have fun together. We choose to go out together most of the times. But let's say like me and Nicole want to go out with like our female friends. They're all single, but I still hold myself to a standard because I'm loyal to my boyfriend, And so at the end of the day, it's really your own actions that kind of dictate like what that party scene is going to look like for you. So
Also, I mean, I feel like single friends can not necessarily hold you accountable because no matter what, you're accountable for yourself. But
Exactly, yeah.
at least with like, I've, been friends with people who are in relationships and want to go out partying with me and my single friends. And if a guy comes up to her and is hitting on her, I like do not feel bad at all saying, hey, she has a boyfriend. Like,
Right,
she's
yeah.
not available.
I mean, I would add to this, like men and women flirt differently. The way women flirt is you just show up. You just be there. You make
I
yourself.
disagree.
Yeah, that's
That's-
not true.
That's how women
No.
that's how women get partners is you put yourself out there and then the men come.
But you don't have to just show up to put yourself out
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
No,
and you also
put
have-
effort in. Like, that's how flirting is in
Yeah.
general.
Okay.
I'm not
So you
flirting
approach
right now.
guys. If you're at a party, you will approach a guy.
Yeah, for sure.
You really?
depends.
No, I'm fucking
Really? Okay.
serious. Absolutely.
Like, if
Okay.
we actually want someone, we will. A lot of the times, like,
You'll approach the guy.
yeah.
yeah. Men,
All of you approach men more often than men approach you.
I would say
No.
yes, in my
No,
opinion.
Not
but-
me.
I approach
No?
the men that I'm interested in.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
just approach like any men.
Of the men that you've hooked up with or dated, who approached who? Give
I
me a
approached them.
percentage.
All
Here,
of the
let's start
every
here.
time. Yeah.
Of the men you've dated or hooked up with, give me like an estimate. Who approached who? Who initiated?
probably like 90% them.
90% the guy. Okay, go ahead.
I want to say like maybe 60-40, like 60 guy, 40 me.
Go ahead.
Mostly the guy.
Okay.
For me, it's been 100% me.
100% you.
I don't think I've ever, like, sure,
Into
maybe
Mike?
a guy has, I would say, like, you know, I'll go like 90-10, but majority of the time, I'm the one who approaches.
I go like 80-20, the guy.
Bumble. Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree with Gabby about 60-40.
Yeah.
I would agree too, 60-40, definitely.
Okay. And how, so you guys have all initiated then? You've
Yeah.
initiated?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Bumble is like token, if you guys are talking about Bumble, because I know you're the Bumble representative. Bumble is like the most token initiative when it comes to women, because like, yes, women have to message first, but when you guys do message, it's, hey. And then you shift the conversational burden. That's been my experience on Bumble. The girls, yes, they have to message first, but they'll just say, hey. And then they shuck the entire conversational burden onto the guys.
No,
So
it's a step in the right direction. It's
It's-
something.
Well, for
That's
me,
all right.
for me personally, I like being pursued. Are we allowed to curse?
yeah, you can curse.
Oh, I fucking love it. I love being pursued, and I love flirting. And I went through a phase where I was majority. I don't know. I was the one that was pursuing guys because I thought that was fun. I would be the one to kiss first. I would be the one to ask somebody out first. But right now, it's almost like I get high off of it. I love when a guy approaches me. I love when I'm getting that attention and I don't have to do anything except for just like lock eyes and be like, yo, it's on.
Did someone else want to come in here real quick? I'm trying to keep track here. So you guys disagree with my statement that women just have to show up?
Yes,
Yeah.
completely.
I don't fully disagree because women are powerful and beautiful beings. Yes, sometimes all it takes is for us to walk into a room and everyone looks, and I think that's wonderful. But then, there's also times where it does take a little bit more work, where it's a little bit more challenging, or the guy makes it a little more challenging, or he's just not interested.
I don't think a woman just showing up is necessarily an invitation for you to just be like, that's
So
how I get
baby.
guys. Like, I want you all.
Yeah.
Like, no. I can just go to the bar with my friends and have fun, and like, maybe I don't want a guy to hit on me that day.
I feel like the way that other men perceive us is not our fault, and we shouldn't be held accountable for that, because when we show up, we're not saying that we want something. We just want to go out and have fun. And I have
okay.
a boyfriend, and I go out alone, and well, not alone, but with my friends, and he goes out with his friends, and we're both fine with that. And nothing has happened. Nothing bad has come out of that.
That's totally fine. So I'll address that in just a sec. So why, if you want to spend time with your friends, why go to a loud, noisy place surrounded with a bunch of other drunk people when you can go to Bevmo, go get a bottle of wine, and just have a quiet night in with your girlfriends? Why go specific? And also, not to mention, the cost of the alcohol at the bar is what? The markup is 2 times, 3 times as much as what it would otherwise cost if you just bought it at the liquor store. So there's obviously some component of it's a social gathering venue and there's an opportunity to meet people. Otherwise, why go to the bar?
For me personally, it's the music.
You can
It's the
iTunes.
I mean, it's atmosphere,
No,
like
it's the
Spotify.
loud. No, it's the loud bass. It's the music just be all consuming. Like, I can't do that in my apartment. I'd get evicted.
And also, like, meeting other girlfriends, too.
Also- oh my
Like,
gosh, when
meeting
you meet a
girls
girlfriend in the
Yeah.
bathroom
at a
like,
bar,
Oh,
Yes.
it's so fun.
definitely.
Or just like
Confidence
seeing events
boost for
happen.
sure.
Like
Yeah.
people watching.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
fun.
people
so
watching in a
fun.
bar
Yeah.
is so much fun.
Okay, so you mentioned the cheating thing. You go out to the bar and you have a boyfriend or whatever, and he has his, he goes out too. Do you think alcohol adds to the potentiality of infidelity?
100%.
So if someone's in a party environment and they've been drinking, you think that could potentially add to the potential of infidelity?
Personally, I think the way I go by, alcohol doesn't like make you choose the decisions you choose. It just makes you care less about the decisions you choose. Like, I know when I've been like really, really drunk, I still like have some sense of what I'm doing and what's wrong and what's right, unless obviously I'm like blackout drunk and like completely don't know what's going on. But you know, I've been drunk and I've gone out and I've been really, really drunk, and at the end of the day, I know that I have a boyfriend and that I am loyal to this person, and that I know that if I flirt with someone else, that's cheating. So
personally,
it's like,
I feel like alcohol just kind of brings out more of your true intentions in a way. Like when I've had boyfriends in the past and I've gotten drunk without them, I like don't go to other guys. I text them or I call them and I'm like, oh my god, I miss you, you know? Like, or I'm hanging out with my friends. Like that's just me because I'm loyal. But I feel like with a lot of people who aren't loyal, alcohol can bring out them being like, oh, I could get someone else.
I completely agree with Ashley. I mean, I feel like, again, it depends on the person. It's not the alcohol, it's the person. Like, again, using my boyfriend and I as an example, you can ask her. She's my roommate. We live together. All I do when I'm drunk is talk about how badly I want to be with my boyfriend. And I call him and I text him, and he's the same way. So like, it depends. If you trust your partner, then you can do whatever you want.
It's just you're putting your relationship at risk.
But I'm not.
Why?
No, not you. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm not saying you specifically, but it's just about what you accept in terms of another person's behavior. I feel like part of being in a monogamous, committed relationship means closing off your options, including the potential of a possible better option. And so that's the basis of getting commitment. So it happens to be the case, like when women go to the club, you're kind of still keeping your options open. Whereas it's very men's experience and women's experience in a nightclub, bar, or other sort of party type environment is totally opposite, totally different.
But again, that's not our fault. We're not.
It's not your fault.
Yeah,
no.
but we're not committing because we decide to go out and have fun with our friends.
And it depends. Like, okay, if she wants to go to a birthday party, it's a couple times a year or once a year. Me personally, some guys might still even have an issue with that. For me, I wouldn't mind. But if I guess my point of view is if she wants to consistently be going, let's say every week, out to a bar or club, that's going to be a problem for me.
Then she's
anyways.
not the girl for you.
And that's totally fine. And I'd be upfront with that. And it would never be a controlling thing. I would just break up with her.
Yeah.
But also, you wouldn't be in the relationship in the first place because you would know that that's something that she likes to do.
Yeah.
And that's great because you know what you want. And
I might try to save a girl, though. I'm going to save her from the club. I'm going to save her from the club.
It's not up to you to save women. It's not up to it's not your responsibility.
Kind of. I might try.
Okay, but I also think
unless somebody's like blatantly being hurt, it's not your responsibility to try to change their habits, because if somebody doesn't want to change, they're not going to.
Yeah, but when you get into a relationship, you change your behavior. For example,
sure.
If you're not committed to anybody, maybe before that you're entertaining multiple options. Maybe you're sleeping with 4 different people. When you get into the relationship, if you want commitment from that other person is going to say, I mean, whether implied or covertly expressed, you can't sleep with other people anymore. So it's just about boundaries.
But I also think all relationships have different boundaries. Like, you just have to be clear with this. Some people don't want their significant other to go out, and other people do. It just depends on your relationship and like what boundaries you set with each other.
And also know what you're willing to sacrifice to make that relationship work. And also know if making that sacrifice is going to be worth it in the end.
I also just don't think we should generalize like all women who go to the bars are keeping their options open, because I don't.
Yeah, I think we should just ixnay all women.
Yeah.
I have to paint a dream world hypothetical scenario here for you guys, just to sort of give you a sense of what it's like from the guy's perspective. So we're going to create a dream world, since, let's be honest, like, unless as a guy you're super famous, girls just don't hit up guys like in the example I'm about to provide. In the real world, like, the vast majority of men who go out to parties, clubs, bars, straight up get ignored if they don't make the first move. So This is a hypothetical scenario. I want you guys to listen to this. Would you be okay with your long-term monogamous partner going to a nightclub, bar, or party type environment where throughout the course of the night, he's going to get approached, flirted with, and sexually pursued by numerous attractive women, some of which are more attractive than you and could potentially be a better partner than you? These women are buying him drinks, maybe getting him drunk, and enthusiastically want to sleep with him that night and steal him away from you. It also just happens to be the case that maybe you guys had an argument earlier on in the day and his single manho friends are rallying, being a bad influence, however you want to take that. Maybe they're not a huge fan of you because you've been, hanging out with him a little bit more. Would you be okay with that?
Yes.
You'd be okay with that scenario.
The thing is, I think at the end of the day, it's about trust. And if you break that trust and those boundaries that you set beforehand going into that, then it's like, no matter how long the relationship is, it's clear that that's not your person. And that's just, if they're willing to break those boundaries, then that's not really like, the person for you.
If he breaks my trust, then I don't want him, and I'm like, okay, thank you. Now it's time for the next. Like now I can like figure out what I want and what I don't want, and I'm one step closer to finding like the right person.
And then a guy will show you his true intentions if he's put in that situation. Like if you don't control him, he will show you the kind of man he is. So if he is put in that situation, you'll see the kind of man he is.
Because the thing is also, there's always going to be people trying to get at you or trying to get at your boyfriend. It's about how you or they react. It's not about the other people. Like,
I agree.
It's just about your reaction. That's why I also like never understand why like girls will beat down other girls when their boyfriend was in the wrong in like a situation like that, if the girl didn't know, of course. I just think it's really stupid how like girls like blindly go like fighting the other girl instead of like breaking up with their boyfriend or talking to him about it. I think it's really stupid.
I agree.
Love is blind.
I'm trying to, I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you guys on this one, but I'm trying to think if there's another. So what do you guys think about if your partner was going to hang out alone with someone of the opposite sex at night, alone at their place? Any issues there?
Why are they doing it?
Why would they?
They're just friends. They're just friends. You trust. What about the trust, guys? We're talking about trust.
Did they ask if I wanted to come?
No, no, it's just a one-on-one hangout. They're friends,
I think personally, if it's a friend that I have met and that I know and that isn't just like out of nowhere, like has never been mentioned before, then that would be fine. I would kind of be a little bit skeptical, but that trust is still there at the end of the day. That's what relationships have, right? But if they do break the trust, like I've said before, then that's on them and that's the path that they want to take, and then it would just be time for me to move on and kind of figure out someone else who I can put my actual trust into.
I think no matter what, with all of these situations, at least that you're giving us, it's all seemingly about like the opposite side. Obviously we've all said, yeah, go ahead, like do whatever. But in reality, it's like, no matter what, it's about control. And so from other people's perspectives, I guess, like, no matter what, if we don't say, yeah, you can go do whatever you want, that's looking at us like we're being controlling. And no matter what, men aren't going to like that, unless they, want a controlling woman, if you're into that. But I don't know. I just feel like you can't really win in a situation like this because, I can go ahead and say, oh yeah, go ahead, like go have a sleepover with your girlfriend that and I don't care, but sure, I care. I'm not saying I'm going to control you. You can do whatever you want, no matter what. They're going to do what they want to do.
You would feel a certain type of way about that.
I feel like it honestly just depends on like their friendship, because again, like you were saying, was like if I knew them and I like know they're close friends and I've met them and we have a good relationship, obviously I'd be like, go ahead.
Yeah,
like I have no issue with that. But if it's some random girl, they're like, oh yeah, like we've been friends for years, but we've been dating for 7 months and I've never heard of her. No.
Yeah, it's kind of like, where did she come from?
Yeah,
she came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
what about,
it depends on the circumstances, I guess.
What about hanging out with an ex? we'll go around the table on this. So would you be okay with your boyfriend hanging out with his ex-girlfriend? So they're still friends. Go ahead. We'll start here.
I think that's disrespectful.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be okay with that, but I also wouldn't do it. So again, it goes both ways.
It honestly really depends because it's like a little different. Like, what if they're in the same friend group and it's like a friend thing, you know, like with multiple people? That's one thing. I think it really just depends on the situation, but like in general, I feel like I would be pretty uncomfortable with it. But also, it could be something different because I've had experiences where dating people in the same friend group. So,
Okay.
Absolutely. I feel like it depends on the situation because, again, with being in the same friend group, it's like if they dated like, 8 years ago and yeah, you're hanging out in the same friend group now, no issue. But if you guys, let's say, you started dating them a month ago and they broke up like a month before you guys started dating, yeah, no way. Like, that's weird.
So I don't know because I'm thinking about it. My last relationship, we were on and off for 8 years and maintained being best friends when we were not, and we went and dated other people during that time. We officially got into a relationship. We're together for 1.5 years. We broke up. I ended up moving here, and he's still one of my best friends. And I've even talked about saying, hey, like when you get married to someone or when you start dating someone, please make sure they're okay with us being friends because you mean a lot to me. You are one of my very dearest friends, and I do not want to lose you when you start dating someone else. And I know that he will. And so that's where I don't really know how to answer that question because I'm in a different situation there.
Let me ask you a question on that. So you guys were on and off again for 8 years, you said?
Yeah.
But you guys are not currently on?
No, we are not.
Okay. So let's say the man of your dreams comes around and he has an issue with you being friends with this guy.
Then he's not the man of my dreams.
Okay, so you're going to side with staying friends with your ex?
Well, think about it this way. If he said the same exact thing to my best girlfriend, like if somebody's telling me to not have a certain person who's been in my life for a considerable amount of time, that's going to be something I have to think about. Why are they coming to me asking that? Are they coming from a place of insecurity? Did I do something to create that insecurity, or is it just in them?
I mean, there's a certain impropriety though, because if it was just a platonic male friend and there was never any history of anything, but you guys were on again, off again for 8 years, who knows down the, getting tongue tied here, who knows down the path if something rekindles there. You guys were on again, off again. I mean, not only that, it's just kind of like you were intimate with another man, you were intimate with this other guy, so you guys he's going to be at the wedding, and this is someone that you previously fucked, like, excuse my French, but it's just like it's a sort of impropriety. Like, if this is the guy you're going to marry, I don't know.
Well, it also wouldn't be like it would. I would also make sure that, when you're introducing your friends to your significant other, that would be one of those friends that I introduce. And and the guy that I was with, if I was introducing him to this person, I would make sure he knew all of the history. So there's nothing hidden there. But that's also something that I just don't think I can answer right now because I'm not in that situation, but I don't know what I would do.
But so you would let everything else, the guy of your dreams, you would let him go if he didn't want you seeing your ex-boyfriend?
I am saying that I would not be able to answer that right now because I'm not in a place where I could say yes or no, because this is talking about a friendship that I've had for over 10 years.
Sure.
So I cannot answer that.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I have a sense that a lot of men would have an issue with that, with someone remaining friends with someone that were sleeping with for any period of time.
But that brings in why communication is so important in relationships. Communication about everything, including your past, about what's happened in the past.
That's totally fine. But it might be a deal breaker for guys too.
I'll just have to cross that bridge when I'm there.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Personally, I don't think I would be comfortable with it, just because your ex is like obviously dating someone for a month. You don't get to kind of explore each other deep down, but you'd still share those like intimate moments, like sex, you know, like that's intimate. Like you've seen like your partner naked. It's close. So I personally wouldn't be comfortable with it, but I mean, I guess it's just situational.
I kind of agree as well. I feel like if I was in that situation where I had a boyfriend, he says, let me introduce you to this girl I've known for 8 years, and we fucked on and off.
Yeah.
But we're still friends, and we're going to stay close friends throughout our relationship.
Yeah.
Like, it would, yeah, I feel like it would make me uncomfortable, but again, maybe that's just not the person for me. If I'm not comfortable with something like
Closer
that.
to the mic.
Just, yeah, not a person I would want to be with in the first place.
Also,
but.
seeing like where I grew up, people kind of dated in friend groups a lot, and it's really difficult to kind of let your ex go even when you're dating someone new, especially when you're around each other so much, just because that comfortability is there, and that's just what you know it's easy to go back to. So it's difficult for sure. I mean, I can see how you could be friends with someone after and, you know, set those boundaries, but I think there's higher chance of like rekindling something or going a step further than just
I agree
friends.
with that. I think you can be on good terms with an ex.
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
regularly hanging out with them.
Yeah.
And also just to get over the person, I think there does need to be certainly a period of time of no contact. Anyways.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I feel like it kind of would just like depend on the situation. For the scenario,
Were you born in the U.S.? You have
yeah.
a slight accent, so.
I was born in the U.S., but both of my parents are from Bulgaria.
Okay, so you
it's my
speak
first language.
Bulgarian?
Yeah.
Okay. Does
And
someone
a
at
little-
this table speak French?
I do.
Ah, okay. Bonjour,
Why?
ça va?
Oui, ça va.
C'est bien ça? Tu es... oh shit, you speak better French than me. Hold on. You're fluent or conversational?
Fluent. My speaking is like so sometimes, but everything else, yeah.
Qu'est-ce que tu penses de les hommes?
Les hommes. J'aime bien les hommes.
C'est bien ça.
C'est-
Okay.
Oui.
Eh bien donc, on fait les super chats. Okay, guys,
Oh.
we're gonna do a couple super chats here. So let's see. We have Jay with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Thank you, Jay. This is for the guys in still taking girls seriously in 2022. Okay. Thank you, Jay, for the $20 super chat. Pollux, thank you for the big $20 super chat, man. Hey, Brian, Jim from Bama here. Bama. Oh, Alabama. Love the show. Been following for a month or so. Eye-opening. Bring Liv back ASAP. Yeah, she actually just texted me. So what's up, Liv? She's watching the show. Yeah, Liv, type in the chat. Let them know who you are. So yeah, but thank you, man. Much appreciated. Glad that you're enjoying the show. We got Leonardo Nocaprio with the Canadian $10. Thank you, man. Brian, tell Sansa Stark it's unbecoming to wear undergarments in public. I believe this is directed at you. Apparently, you're Sansa Stark.
Me?
Yeah, I think he. Yeah, because
Oh. It's unbecoming to wear undergarments in public.
This shirt
I
is
think-
sold
Have
at
you
Urban
seen-
Outfitters.
Yeah, this is like
This
the
is
most
a-
popular top at Urban Outfitters. Like,
Every girl has
wait.
that shirt.
No, not me.
is he talking about you or?
Probably.
I don't know.
You do
I-
have
I
red
want
hair.
Sansa.
You're
I
more
like
Sansa.
Sansa.
You're
I don't know
definitely
who
more
that is, so
Sansa.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah.
Sansa Stark, Game of Thrones.
Game of
Oh
Thrones.
no, yeah, I don't watch Game of Thrones.
You've never seen Game of Thrones?
I've not.
Anybody watching House of the
Yes.
Dragons?
No. Yes, I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, okay. No
it's crazy.
spoilers. No
Do
spoilers.
not-
Guys in chat, don't.
It's
don't
okay.
read
The
the
guys
chat.
in the chat can't help themselves.
Okay. Holy shit. Honestly, guys, I think House of the Dragon is better than Game of Thrones.
I think they are a strong tie.
But how deep are you? Because the first few episodes are a
I'm
bit slow.
on 7. I just finished the big time jump with the recap.
So I had never seen Game of Thrones. I tried to watch it and couldn't get past the first episode in the beginning, and then I rewatched the whole thing with my boyfriend, and now we're on House of the Dragon, and I think I still have to see like where this story goes further. But so far, have you seen the full thing?
House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy what just
Yeah.
happened in the last episode.
Yeah,
I have no words.
It's tough because
No
picking
spoilers.
picking off how terribly Game of Thrones ended. I mean, this is obviously a step up from the end of Game of Thrones. I mean, it's hard to say, is it those first few seasons of Game of Thrones were really pretty fantastic. So, but I think House of the Dragons, I kind of like it's a bit more getting into the political movement and maneuvering, and which I kind of like quite a bit. So
Do you think that if the person chosen to rule right now wasn't that person, do you think Game of Thrones would have been different? Ended differently? Like
the showrunners? Are you talking?
Y'all are making me so nervous right now.
Are you talking about the showrunners for Game of Thrones?
No, just like who became the person sitting on the throne right now.
Oh, Bran?
In House of the Dragon.
Oh, wait.
Are we talking about the original Game of Thrones?
Wait, you're
I'm
talking
talking about House of the Dragon because this is set back before Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So
what's your question?
So if there's the two people who are in the running for the throne.
Yeah, Aegon and
Rhaenyra.
And Rhaenyra.
So if the person who's on the throne at the end of the season was switched, do you think Game of Thrones would have been different?
Game of Thrones would have been different?
Like the ruling of everything, like the timeline.
Well, I mean, there's more seasons to come, so
Okay, true.
I mean, whoever's on the Iron Throne now might not be, and this is just speculation, might not be who's going to be on the Iron Throne at the end of House of the Dragon. So, yeah, but certainly I'm not super, well, I don't know. Anyways, I'll think about that. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you on that one. Let's see. Okay, we got, thank you for the other Canadian $10. Sask Finest. Thank you, man. Ladies, you're going to Lion's Den, the club where alcohol is involved. Oh, going to the Lion's Den, the club where alcohol is involved, and you expect us to take you seriously. Nah, we good. Okay, so this is in respect to our conversation about being in a relationship, but also basically keeping your options open. At least my position. Some of the girls disagree on that.
Well, it sounds like with a comment like that, we should keep our options open.
Oh, shots fired. Sask
there you go.
Finest. Send back your harshest Canadian insults. Okay. Alex Mack with the $10 super chat. Toxic and controlling, a.k.a. a man that has self-respect, standards, and knows bullshit when he sees it. Get a new playbook, ladies, other than shaming language. These squirrels ain't loyal.
I think the lyric is these hoes, but I could also be wrong. These hoes ain't loyal.
It's also just like say you're insecure, because most of the time a toxic controlling man who goes out and cheats and he's like, don't wear that, don't go out with your girls, tends to be insecure because they haven't fully loved themselves if they're like placing on all these boundaries on you and then putting it back on you and blaming you.
Also, why are you identifying as toxic and controlling in the first place? If you've been called that, clearly there's an issue there.
Yeah, sweetie.
If you had self-respect, you wouldn't be called that.
Or is it, like he said, just the playbook, just shaming language used to stifle men's preferences, standards, and boundaries?
I think men and women have a different playbook.
Word. Hey, Alex Mack, thank you for the $10 super chat. By the way, are you the NFL player? Okay. Moving on. Red Misfit, thank you for the $10 super chat. I keep hearing girls want a guy who can make them laugh. What does that mean? Do they want me to be Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K.? Explain, please. Most guys aren't comedians, and comedy is subjective. We can go around the table really quick on this. So, one, do you want a guy who's funny, who can make you laugh? And what does that mean?
I want a guy who's funny. That's really important to me. Someone I can laugh with, and like just someone who's lighthearted, and I can just, I don't know. They don't have to be a comedian, but if they're like easy to get along with, I can laugh with them.
Yeah, I agree. Just match my energy, and that's pretty much all that I need. You don't have to be like the funniest person in the world, but if you have the same energy as me, that's good enough.
You can't make me laugh at all. You're kind of boring.
Wait, what?
Like, I feel like I laugh generally pretty easily, but also, like, I want a guy who can make me laugh when I'm sad, or, like, if you're watching a movie or something, just say something funny. Like, it's really not that hard.
It's really not that hard to be funny. Okay.
Yeah, just occasionally. You don't have to be a comedian, but, like, make me laugh.
Are you able to make guys laugh?
Yes.
Not that that's really something that guys particularly care about, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I guess like what everyone laughs. Like, you don't have to be a comedian. Like, I'm not asking you to like make me laugh right now. Like,
but
you know, like you're gonna make me laugh eventually. But I don't know. Asking for it, like, I want a guy who can make me laugh. I think it's kind of weird. Like, a guy's gonna make you laugh if you like him. That's just how it is.
That's a good point. Like, if you like the guy, he's probably...
Yeah, so if you're just not interested, like, don't take it personally.
Although there are definitely... I mean, there are men who are just pretty serious men that are not particularly
Then I guess
comedic.
You're looking for someone who wants a serious man.
Sure.
It's just personal preference.
Yeah, I absolutely love it when men make me laugh. Tell me a joke. Do a funny prank. I love on TikTok seeing those couples pranks. I think they're so funny. And my last partner, I said, can we do this? And he said, within reason, Emily. And so it wasn't within reason, though, for me. It's go hard or go home.
Did he put saran wrap over the toilet seat?
No, he didn't. No. He would leave the toilet seat up and I wouldn't look and I would fall into the few times.
Oh, that's a good one.
But that was not a joke. That was just him not remembering. No, I think there was a couple things that I did with a big blow-up dinosaur costume in the dark where he would come home and all of a sudden I was just there. What? But I think
Are you a furry? Or like, well, I guess dinosaurs aren't really furry. So, like, are you a dino?
Those
is it like
costumes, and then you turn it on and it blows up air.
Yeah. But was it like a kink thing or?
No, it was just I was trying to scare the shit out of him.
Like, he didn't ask you, like, hey, it really turned me on if you put that dinosaur costume on.
No, it was more so. It was
That's what I want
so
a girl
me
to
trying
do.
to scare him, which makes me laugh.
Sure. Okay.
I think, I don't know who said it, but if you obviously like the person, then they would be funny to you. And I think it also depends on like what humor you think is funny. Like if you guys kind of match humor, I think it's easy to get along and easy to laugh.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I feel like the majority of people prefer to be with someone that makes them laugh, but like everyone has like a different sense of humor. Like I'm sure like all of us do, and I feel like it's especially nice when you have someone that matches your sense of humor. For example, I talked to this guy and it was just like every other sentence or every sentence was a sarcastic comment, and it was just like too much. Like it kind of gave me the ick. Like I was just like, bro, like can you be serious? Like you're acting like a little boy. But yeah.
I guess it's a fine balance. I want to ask the chat, one in the chat, if a woman being funny is high on your priority. Hold on, let me think how I want to frame this. One in the chat if you don't care about if a woman's funny. Two in the chat if you want a woman to be funny. Your partner, your girlfriend, whatever. One in the chat if you don't care if a girl's funny. Two in the chat if you do care, you want your girlfriend to be funny, let's say. Okay, we got a couple twos, bunch of ones. Okay, a little mixed bag there. I think it's leaning a bit more towards one. Yeah,
I've never met a funny woman. Wow. Have you ever met a woman?
Yeah, I think, when it comes to men, that's very low on the totem pole of, I think, what men want. But, yeah.
What do men want?
We should get into that. Let me finish up the super chats here. Let's see. I wanted to touch... Okay. Let me do the super chats and then we'll touch on that one. Jay, thank you for the $10 super chat. This panel is giving me wizard sleeve vibes. Dude, come on, man. But they cute, though. Okay. We got feisty here, all labia matter. Okay. Guys, let's not shame. We shouldn't shame women I don't know if you guys are familiar with the wizard sleeve
I
term.
don't know what that
No.
means.
Okay, we should not shame women if they have a large labia. A wizard sleeve. Have you guys heard these terms?
No.
No.
Please elaborate.
Beef curtains.
Like a big
Keep going.
vagina.
Like the labia's large.
So you're saying
okay.
men know what a
Lips.
labia is, but not a clit?
Well, they probably know about the clit. They don't even know. They don't know what the labia is. Maybe, I don't know. But it's unfortunate that women are shamed if they have a large labia.
I think
Right, chat?
I-
All labia matter
I'm
in the
gonna
chat.
be honest. I don't think I've ever
I've
heard anyone
never
talk about
ever
a
heard
woman's
that.
labia.
You've never heard of this?
I've
There's
never
okay,
heard
so
anybody
there's
say that.
there's innies
I mean,
and
we
there's
know.
outies.
I've heard
Yeah,
any.
yeah,
Yeah,
any-
yeah.
But no one. I don't think I've ever heard of that as like a topic of
Arby's?
discussion.
Never?
Well,
No.
I've heard that one, but
Yeah.
I've never heard like anybody.
It's unfortunate.
I guess
It's
I've
really-
just
it's
never
not a
put
common
myself
topic.
around
I don't
people that are
know.
going to say like that kind of thing about women.
everyone is different, just like guys are different who have different sizes. So you feel me?
Based. No, but it is unfortunate though that women get shamed if they got large labia. I'm you know who you are. My DMs are open. Okay, so but yeah, it's also guys get shamed for if they're not packing.
Yeah.
So
I actually think no one should be shamed for how they came out.
Yeah.
You feel
Boom.
me?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
I
you.
agree completely.
Love
feel-
yourself.
Preach
Yeah,
it.
I feel like that's kind of the equivalent to uncircumcised and circumcised men, but like I don't think the majority of us girls care. Like at least I don't. Doesn't really make.
we
a
can go
difference
around the
to
panel
me.
really quick on that. Does anybody have a circumcised or not circumcised preference?
No, depends on how they use it.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I haven't had.
Closer to the mic.
I haven't ever been with a guy who is not circumcised, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
I don't think there's much of a difference when they're erect. So
I literally can't
Well,
tell
then,
the
yeah,
difference.
I wouldn't care.
Like,
I
there's
w-
just no difference.
flaccid is another story, but yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
Okay. That took an interesting turn. Anyway, so let's see. We did some super chats. We got one question here. Okay, we got this one. Stifler asked the ladies to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. We'll go around really quick. Go ahead.
What do we?
Your looks, your appearance,
looks.
1 to 10.
I think I'm a 10, and I think everyone's a 10.
Okay.
I'd say I'm a 10 as well. Same with everybody here on this panel.
Yeah, definitely a 10.
You know, I'd call myself a good 9.5, but I think everybody else is a 10. So
I don't think perfection should be rated on a scale, but a 10.
I agree with Ashley, but everybody here is a 10.
I would say 10, and I would say everybody else here is a 10 as well.
All of you are 10s. You're all 10s.
Congratulations.
You're all
Self-love
10s.
is really
you.
important.
Don't you think that's a bit of hubris? You know, a little bit hubris, maybe?
think-
Just a little?
No, I
Just a
think you
tad?
should be confident in how you look.
Well, you can be confident and still have a
But
reasonable self-assessment of your
Again,
physical appearance.
everybody has their preference. So if I personally think that I'm a 10, that doesn't mean that everybody else is going to think that I'm a 10.
Okay. So, I mean, if you're a 10, then really, does anyone, I mean, you're the only one, you said 9.5, correct?
yeah.
So you're the sole, still fairly high, right?
I mean, I'm just like,
You sure you don't want to change to 10 because all the other girls said 10, you know? Do you want to change to 10?
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like I'm just like, yeah, sure. Everyone can think they're a 10. I'm not going to say I am right out the gate. Like, I know I'm not I'm not everyone's type. And so I'm not a 10 in everyone's eyes. I may be a 10 in mine. But, you know, let's say if we're going on a scale, 100 people are ranking me, I'm probably, sure, a 9.5.
So 100 people rank you, they give you 9.5.
I mean, that's high, but like I feel like if everyone's gonna say, "Oh, everyone's a 10," and there's at least one person who's probably not gonna say that.
Okay,
then
so I
there
got
you go.
I got a question for you guys. By the way, I give myself like 6 6.9
No, you're a 10.
on a good
No,
day. No,
definitely
I'm not a 10. I'm not a 10.
No, be confident. You're a 10.
It's not about. It's not a confidence thing.
It is
so
confidence.
it's not a
Confidence makes
confidence
you more
thing.
attractive.
It's a hubris, pride, ego thing. But okay, so if you're a 10, then that means there are no women who are more attractive than you. Agree or disagree?
Wait, say the question again.
If you're a 10, there might be women who are as attractive than you, but there are no women who are more attractive than you.
Being attractive is so much more than just looks, though.
Exactly.
So much more.
But okay, speaking physically attractive.
I could think that I'm a 10 and think another woman is more attractive.
So
and
she's an
think
11.
10.
I mean,
Sure, she
Yes.
could be, or
But it doesn't
No,
have
okay,
to
but
she could be a
on
10.
that's not how
too.
math.
Where'd we
She
get
could
our
be a 10
scale?
with-
That's not how the maths works.
Why do we even have a scale for like beauty and perfection anyways?
Do you object to the scale system?
Yes.
You guys have never done the whole like he's a 10 but he wears flip-flops. Y'all never done that shit? Come on.
It's a trend. I think it's funny. Everyone thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all make judgment calls about people. But so okay, I want to go around the table on this. If you're a 10, will you also say that there are no women who are more attractive than you?
No, there definitely are. The reason why I said 10 is because you can't really rate that on a scale, and people have different types, like different preferences, like you were saying. And I think that so many people could be beautiful, but like I feel like the scale is a stupid way to calculate that, if that makes sense.
So you're thinking a numerical rating system from 1 to 10 is a stupid way to assess physical attractiveness.
Yes.
You take issue with it,
Yes.
or you just think it's stupid. Okay.
I just think it's stupid.
Okay.
I think there are definitely more, like, there are women that are more attractive than me, but I think using a scale to measure anyone in general is not really the best, because everyone, like she said, has different types, but also a scale doesn't, like, it puts people down in a sense, you know, like you said, like you described yourself as a what? A
6.9 on a good day.
6.9, but in someone else's eyes, you could probably be their 10, you know? So. I think that's
You already gave your take. What's your thoughts? So there's no women. Well, you gave yourself a 9.5. So I guess
Yeah, there are women who
there are
more
some
attractive
a few
than
women
me.
who are more attractive than you.
No,
Go
there are
ahead.
definitely plenty, but
Yeah, I mean, I would still say that I see like other women and I'm like, wow, she's really pretty. Like, and I feel like, especially with social media and the way everything's portrayed these days, everyone is like, they're like, oh, she's prettier than me. She has this. Like, that's just kind of like the sadness of our society today. And it's kind of hard to like go with a scale when everyone has like a different view on themselves and other people and a different type.
Let me let you go really quick. We gotta give a shout out to our boy Michael Trillsteen. Sorry, I butchered your name there. Hey, thank you for the big $100 super chat, man. Much appreciated. By the way, guys, Michael Trillsteen, he will be on the show. I believe it's in 2 weeks. We're gonna get him on. So, Michael, good to see you in the chat, man. Welcome. Sorry, go ahead if you want to continue with your.
That was it.
Well, sorry, the next girl I meant.
I would agree with everybody that I think it's really stupid to rate ourselves and other people on a scale of 1 to 10, because of course there are going to be more attractive people than us, but then there are also going to be more attractive people than those people that are more attractive than us, and it doesn't matter. Like, if everybody here sees themselves as a 10, then they're all a 10, and all the other people that are more attractive than us, they're 10s too.
Delusion.
Okay.
Do you want to give your take?
No, I agree with what she said, and I think
Into the
just
mic.
because a woman is beautiful doesn't mean she's more beautiful than you. I think everybody, like, it doesn't make you any less beautiful if you think a woman is more beautiful than you.
Wouldn't it be a fair conclusion to make that the natural human process is to rate members of the opposite sex you're attracted to in your own head?
Probably.
I mean, don't we all make value judgments? I mean, both men and women rate and judge the appearance of the opposite sex all the time. It's just a thing people do. So that's in response to objections of rating on a 1 to 10 scale. I suppose I could ask this other question. If we want to talk about numerical value judgments, height is very often something that women value in a partner. Most women, I'd say, would prefer to date a guy who's taller than them. That is a numerical that's a literal measurement. So are you guys prepared to date men who are 5'1"?
So we actually had this conversation downstairs earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's talk about height.
Oh yeah.
Personally, from what I know, like me and my friends, it's like about more of a feeling than like attractiveness. I guess like my boyfriend's taller than me. It makes me feel safe, comfortable. You know, he's 6'2", I'm 5'3".
You're 5'3", your boyfriend's 6'2". Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Your take?
I don't know. You really got me there because then you have me thinking like, yeah, like
How
me.
tall? Sorry, actually, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna ask. So, how tall are you?
5'7".
And ideal height for a guy? Do you have a height preference?
At this point, like in the 6 foot, because I've had experience with like other ones, it always happens to be that the ones that come my way or like it works out and we have a really good connection or like 5'10", 5'11", but I'm kind of sick of that, so.
How
just
tall
kinda
was
waiting.
your ex-boyfriend?
I think he was like 5'11",
Okay, got it.
6 feet.
And but I cut you off there. I apologize for that. Were you gonna say something else there? You started saying, well, it started making me think. Do you want to finish that thought?
Yeah, I don't know. This makes it very like complex, like the rate scale and like the height scale, because I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like a lot of us girls are like, oh, like I don't want like some short man, or you know what I mean? Like a lot of us want someone that's taller than us. So you just have me conflicted.
Okay,
Is all I'm saying.
that's
You
good.
got me there.
That's good. Go ahead.
I wouldn't mind dating someone who's a little bit shorter than me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Okay.
And I think
You're on and on again, off again boyfriend who was 8 years. How tall was he?
he, I think, is 5'6" or 5. He says 5'7", but I'm pretty sure he's
Okay,
5'6".
fair enough.
I think I would date someone who's like 5'5", but
Okay.
5'1", I don't think so, because
Wow.
I do really like that protection aspect.
Yeah.
And I think it's not that somebody who's 5'1" couldn't protect me, because
Right.
they could be a bodybuilder, they could be in martial arts, but
Sure.
if we're thinking without thinking about a personality in coming into play, yeah, I don't think I could date someone who is 5'1", but that could be changed. You never know.
This question's like really difficult because I feel like we were talking before the show about a guy who's like 5'3" or something like that.
Short kings.
Short
kings rise up.
5'5". I wouldn't
Yeah.
say he's
I would
definitely
say
5'4".
5'4",
5'4",
yeah.
maybe.
Who-
Taller than
He's
me.
the love interest of who at the table?
Nobody.
at all.
Nobody.
No.
But you know him.
We know
Yes.
him.
You know him very well.
He's a very
Is he in the
prominent
chat?
figure. No.
No.
Wait, he's
I
a
hope
prominent.
not.
He's a prominent figure in our dorm hall.
Is he just
he just
Chad just running through all the chicks
yes,
in the dorm?
he wants to be.
He-
That's
no,
yeah,
but
he
he
does
is.
kind of
He
pull.
is.
He
He
does
pulls
pull.
not
a lot
kinda,
of
he pulls.
He pulls a
Yeah,
lot of
he actually,
really
yeah, you're right.
pretty
He does
women.
pull. Somehow he pulls, but like
Is he a good-looking guy, just short?
Yeah, he's cute. He's just
yeah,
good
I'd say
personality?
okay. No,
Good no.
horrible
No, he's a
personality.
player.
Okay, he's a good personality for a friend, but
But
not
nothing
for a
more.
significant other.
Yeah.
5'3"
agree.
guy, you're welcome to come on the show. We need your
We'll
take.
tell him. We'll let
would
him
be
know.
Yeah, let him know. Let him know he's invited.
But yeah,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Do you have a
so-
height preference?
I feel like when I say it out loud, like if people ask me what's your height preference, I would say 6'2", and like, but that's just from what I've had in the past, and that's what I liked. But I haven't had a relationship with someone who was 5'5", so maybe they could be the love of my life, and I wouldn't know.
I want to ask. Hold on, shit. I redid my stream deck, guys, so I've butchered the timing on this. Where's the fucking Kiki one? Sorry, guys. Where did the Kiki one go? Okay, forget it. Do you have a high preference?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh.
you. Sorry.
Well, for me, height is actually probably one of the biggest traits that like I see attractive in men. I went through a phase after getting fucked over by a lot of men where I was like, I'm not dating anyone who's not 6'4" because I just think height is attractive. But wait, let me explain. Okay, I'm 5'4", and my last boyfriend was 6'3". And my other 2 boyfriends were like 5'11". So for me, personality does matter. And like, but when I'm just looking at a man, height will physically attract me. But like, I won't date a man who's not like 5 inches taller than me.
Wait, so you're 5'4". The average female height.
Yes.
You're 5'4".
Yes. That is correct.
And so you said 6'2" is your cutoff.
No.
Or what did you say? 6'2", 6'3"?
No, I said like my ideal man was 6'4".
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I apologize.
But, okay, here's my
6'4".
range right now. I'm looking between 6 foot and like 6'5". Because like
What
I
about
like the guy
6'6"?
who was 6'6", and it's kind of scary.
Too much. It was too much.
And then this guy who's 6'10" tried to talk to me, and that scared me a lot.
Well, let me give you a couple stats. So only 15% of men are 6 feet and above.
Okay, well then
6'3",
Where's that 15% at?
6'3" and above is less than 1%.
Okay.
So just letting you know what
So
you're
she's
up
looking
against.
within that 1%.
I have high standards, and
Wait.
I'm going to keep up with that because I've been fucked over by too many guys who don't meet my standards.
So if they're tall, then you're more amenable to getting
Yes.
fucked over.
Then, okay, so
Okay.
if they fuck me over and they're tall, at least they're tall.
At least they were tall. Sure, fair. Wait, and since you're on Bumble, do you have like your height preference set on Bumble?
Okay.
What's your
I
height
don't,
limit
but
on Bumble?
when I used to have Tinder, I actually put that in my bio. I was like, don't talk to me unless you're 6'4" or above.
Oh.
But I didn't actually like use Tinder for serious. I thought it was funny.
Bruv, you're killing me here. You're killing me. Short kings rise up.
I'm friends with a lot of short guys.
Oh yeah. I'm sure
You
they-
and friends.
Friends, right? Okay. Do you want to go? Your
Yeah.
take on this?
I agree with what they were saying about how it's more of like a protection thing than an attractiveness thing. And I feel like, yes, it matters, but it's not the defining factor. Like, if
Yeah.
I've never been with someone shorter than me, I'm 5'3". I've never been with someone shorter than me, but like, if I love somebody and they're shorter than me, I'm not gonna not be with them because they're shorter than me. Like, it's about personality, not looks.
My ex was 5'7", and I'm 5'6". So
Short kings rise up.
no, not.
We don't like her ex.
For me, as long as they're taller than me, I don't really have a preference because I mean I'm 5'6". I'm not that tall. If I was like 5'11", 6 feet, I would understand. But like,
That's reasonable.
I would say like 5'11" to 6'2". Any taller, I feel like I wouldn't like it. So I would say like 5'11" to 6'2".
6'2",
Preference.
6'3" is a good height.
But also, I think I can find a guy attractive no matter what height he is.
I
You know?
agree.
Mm-hmm.
5'1".
They could be
In a
attractive,
way, they can
but,
be
like,
cute.
I wouldn't date
But I don't
them.
think, I don't think I would date them either.
You can appreciate someone's looks even if they're not your type, you know? Like, you can just
Yeah.
be like, they're cute, but like, they're not for me.
I agree.
So you guys are still 10s? Are y'all still 10s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone can be a 10 in their mind.
Let me shout out Michael Trillsteen because he's been dropping some. Okay, Michael, you're a fucking legend. Very excited to have you on the show in like 2 weeks, man. Michael Trillsteen, $50 soup chat. Dude, thank you, man. Really appreciate the support. Both my girlfriends are perfect 10s. He has 2 girlfriends, Michael Trillsteen.
As they should be.
Michael,
for you.
Michael, can you write in the chat? It
Slay.
can be
Yeah.
Michael. You can do a regular chat. Eric, if you can keep an eye for it, if you want. Are you trying to add a third girlfriend? I'm just curious. Or are you sticking to 2, or are you trying to add to the roster? Just curious. Or is 2 just you're already tapped? Okay. And then, dude, fucking Michael Trillsteen, whatever, man. Thank you for the huge support, man. You're a fucking legend. Really appreciate it. All right, guys, I got to pull this up. And by the way, I know there's some other super chats. I'll get to them really quick. I just wanted to give a big shout out to Michael Trillsteen. Oh, wait, here's another one. I stay messing up the stream deck. Myron makes it look easy. Dude, Myron's a legend. Like, he, with the stream deck and then just his debating skills, his flow, his ability to articulate arguments, he's very on point. Definitely admire Myron. But Michael, thank you for the $20 super chat, man. Much appreciated. All right. I'm probably going to get canceled for this one. But okay, Eric.
I saw this one earlier.
We're talking about Oh, by the way, we're talking Myron Luxie in the chat. Who's Myron? He's the co-host of the Fresh and Fit podcast. They do a very similar format. That was like the inspiration for the show. Oh God, she said, okay.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan. Okay, there you go.
Coconuts in Barbados.
So you guys are all 10s. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Eric, can you pull up? I've curated. Hold on, not yet. I have curated some photos of women who I think are exceptionally attractive. Some of them might be 10s, maybe not all of them. Eric, go ahead, pull it up. All right, scroll down. Just scroll, keep scrolling. Maybe a little slower just so we can pause. Okay, so these are very attractive women. These are, I would consider some of, maybe not all of them. Some of them are not 9s, some of them are 10s.
They're also all.
Do you guys want to?
Suits.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Keep going, Eric. Just keep blasting it. Do you guys want to adjust your rating?
No.
No?
No.
No adjustments?
Everybody is beautiful,
Yeah.
especially us and especially them.
Okay, I'm going to stop roasting then. All right. Okay. Chat, what do you guys rate yourselves? Everyone in chat, what do you rate yourself? No caps. Dude, Michael Trillsteen, you're legend, bro. Let me do these super chats really quick. Yeah, we'll pull up Michael's here. Michael Trillsteen with the big $100 super chat. Dude, you're fucking Chad, dude. Holy shit. I just saw your interview with the, well, you did the interview and then you did the after hours on F&F. That was a really good interview, by the way. Anyways, Myron is God. That chick is capping. Uh-oh. Do you want to respond to Mr. Michael Trillsteen?
Michael, you're giving us so much money, but I very much disagree with you.
Okay. By the way, would you be down to be on the panel if the Fresh and Fit guys come to California?
Absolutely.
Okay. It'll be a fun, lively debate. Michael, dude, thank you for the insane support of this show. I think so far, this is the most anyone has ever donated in one singular show. I think Mike Davis might have total across all shows. He's kind of beating you up and actually beating you out. Sorry. But actually we have here a super chat from Mr. Mike Davis checking in. Finally. Good to see you, Mike Davis, with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. All these wonderful ladies are a 10 combined. Do you guys want to shoot you guys are free to shoot shots back at Mike Davis. By the way, before you do that, can you grab that photo? Just put it on the table really quick. It's behind you. I got you, Mike Davis. Boom. Mike Davis has officially joined the panel. Okay. So, Mike, we might have to add Trillsteen. Trillsteen, I'm going to get a frame. We're going to add you. You send me the photo that you want added, and you're going to be a regular drop-in member even when you're not here of the panel. So did you guys want to respond to Mr. Mike Davis?
I would like to state that we all have more hair than you.
Oh, shit. God damn. Okay. Anybody else? Anyone want to shoot some shots?
I would just rate you a 1, probably.
Oh.
Maybe you could use all the money you're donating to get a hair transplant.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh!
Oh, it hurts.
I don't like that kind of talk.
Okay. Mike Davis, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. Much appreciated. We have Everyday Edgar, $10 super chat. Oh, Jesus. Again, what? Bruv. Brian, ask the ladies to guess the weight of the person next to them. I feel like that's maybe slightly inappropriate, but if the panel collectively wants to guess the weight of Kiki, and you can guess my weight. Guess Kiki's weight.
She's pretty tiny. I would say probably like 100 pounds. 90.
100 pounds?
I would say like 75.
I would say 50.
Holy shit, Michael Trillsteen, you're killing me, bro. Tier 6. This is our first ever Tier 6. By the way, Tier 6, guys, that's $500 to be... Fuck it, bro. Michael, the Tier 6, it comes with like a bunch of merch. So when you're on the show, if it's cool with you, instead of shipping it to you, I'll just give it to you when you're on in 2 weeks. But hey, man, Thank you, dude. You're a fucking legend.
Michael, give me some money.
I know. I'm a broke college
Do any of the
student.
girls have
Me too.
OnlyFans, by the way?
No, but I got a Venmo.
You missed out.
Got Venmo and Cash App.
Oh, Jesus.
Apple Pay.
Zelda
But-
DM us on Instagram.
Wait, what? Oh, the weight. Do you guys want to guess my weight?
No.
No.
Do you work out? With
Yeah,
weights?
but yeah, I do some weight training, but I've been slacking a little bit. You know?
How tall are
A little
you?
bit more fat.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 feet.
I want to say maybe 170.
Okay.
I was gonna say like 185, 190.
Anybody else?
I was gonna say 170.
160.
I'm like, I weighed myself today. I'm 179. I need to
There
lose.
you
I need to
go,
lose like
muscle.
10, 20 pounds. You know, I've been eating too many cookies. I've been working out though, so guys, I'm on my grind. Okay, but every day, Edgar, thank you for the $10 weight thing. If you want to, I mean, if the girls want to do it, I'm okay. But like, I feel like they probably wouldn't.
No.
So.
No.
Okay, that's
Absolutely
don't
not.
care.
every day, Edgar. I'm sorry, man. Let's see here. Let me just get caught up here. We got Michael Trillsteen with the $10. Thank you, man. 4 girlfriends, yes or yes? Chat. How many girlfriends do you think Mr. Michael Trillsteen? Holy shit, and he's gifting memberships. Jesus Christ. What a fucking legend. Unfortunately, Michael, we can't, for some reason through StreamYard, it won't let us show up in the overlay right here. When someone gifts subs, I guess they haven't updated that yet because it's a new thing for YouTube, so StreamYard hasn't updated it. But let me just shout you out now. Thank you for I believe that's 15 gifted subs. Holy shit, you're a fucking legend, dude. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate the support, dude. It means a lot. All right. Okay, so we got to get to our next topic here. So I think where we left off was anything you wanted to get off your chest, and then you answered that, and then we kind of went off. So did you get an opportunity, there's something that you wanted to get off your chest, dating related? Maybe one thing you wish men did differently. Maybe you want some advice on something, whatever it may be.
I would say the one thing I would have something to say about is communication.
Mm-hmm.
And all of us being in college, communication can be really hard, and I found that was something that was pretty difficult going into my relationship, just kind of setting standards for communication. But I think once you have that down, it's pretty easy to, relay what you want and what your partner wants, and to find that boundaries of respect. And like I said, communication is good communication is a really hard place to get to as we're all learning and growing. And, we're in our 20s, we're not fully developed yet, and we haven't experienced life as much as, people older than us. So communication is top one.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for sure.
So are you saying that you feel that men are not so good with the communication, or are you just speaking generally?
I'm just speaking
like
generally.
Both sides?
Communication goes both ways.
Definitely.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it's romance.
Romance.
Like I love.
Tell us about that.
Love romance. And it's not just the typical flowers and chocolates, but it's all about doing, going out of your way to do something really, really special for your significant other, for that person that you care about. I don't know, for me, just taking, it sounds so corny, but taking me out dancing, like even to like a dancing class. I don't want to see romance be dead, which kind of feels like it is these days.
And so are you kind of talking about chivalry? Like, is chivalry dead? Is that kind of the frame of your thought on there?
Sure, I guess we could combine it
So
into
romance
that as well.
So you think romance is dead?
I'm not saying romance is dead. I'm saying that romance is not something that I see very often. Not in just myself, but in my friends' relationships and everything. I feel like it's something that I'm seeing in movies, and I'm seeing on these, cute little TikTok videos or Instagram and everything. But That's something I want to be a part of. That's what I want my friends to be a part of. And I think romance is truly beautiful.
But is romance something, it's something that men do?
It's something that both men and women can do.
I mean, I feel like most often, though, it's men who are
Yeah.
making romantic gestures.
I guess so,
typically.
yeah.
Like, you don't often hear about women buying men flowers, for example.
No, but you can hear about women doing other romantic things for men.
I think it depends on the person. Though.
Yeah, it
I
depends
mean,
on the person, but yeah,
Here's-
it's
here's the-
predominantly
let
been
me-
like a men thing.
Actually, you go ahead and then I'll
I was
come
just
in.
gonna say, but again,
Closer to the mic.
maybe this is just like my thing, but I personally really like I always bought my ex flowers because I feel like it's fun. Like there is kind of a missing thing that usually it is like men are almost expected to like do the romantic things, and so at least from what I've tried to do with my life is make sure that that's an equal balance between men and women, which is just something that isn't super common. So yes, it is easy to say that men are expected to do those romantic things, but I mean there's always a possibility to change, and that's what I
Sure.
try and do with myself.
Sure, and there's something else too that I wanted to say is there's I really love learning about love languages, and
Actually, before we get to that, I just want to address the whole romance thing.
Yes.
So I think a lot of men are not romantic anymore in response to the changes in the sexual marketplace.
in the what?
In the sexual marketplace, the dating marketplace, if you will. Men haven't really changed. I think it's women who have changed, and men have adapted to the new paradigm. So men don't want to look like suckers. So we're not going to be romantic with a girl because women are, and they're free to do it, but women are sleeping with, I'm not going to be romantic with a girl who's sleeping with two other dudes and she's entertaining another guy. Like, I'm not going to be a traditional guy with a woman who's not traditional. So I'm not going to adhere to traditional gender roles. So being romantic, that could be paying for dates. That could be doing these romantic overtures or whatever. I recommend men don't do this. Other men don't do this either, because it has to go both ways. So, like, I don't want to adhere to my traditional gender roles if a woman is not adhering to hers. And women are not traditional anymore. I should say most women are no longer traditional.
I can see what you're saying, but also I think that's something that has to be spoken from the beginning. And if you and the person that you're hooking up with or dating state that in the beginning, like, hey, and I mean, yeah, I understand a lot of people don't, but the lines are very blurred nowadays. I understand what you're saying when it comes to like the dating pool and when it comes to dating apps, it's easier to hook up with people and kind of keep your pool open. But
can I ask a question just
Sure.
based
Sure,
on like
of
what you were
course.
saying was like not giving that like romantic action to a woman who's actively like seeking out like other men, like you're
Sure.
saying actively sleeping with two other men?
Sure.
Or would you include as well like a woman who has slept with in the past multiple other men?
Like more so currently.
Okay.
So,
'Cause, yeah, in my opinion,
I mean,
I-
but if she has a high body count, then I'm probably less inclined to want
Can I
to
ask
be.
why?
If she slept with 100 men before me, it kind of rubs me, and I think it rubs a lot of men the wrong way. If, like, let's say you've slept with a bunch of men, gave it up first night, and then you come along, and then, take me on 7 dates, wine and dine me, do all this other stuff. But for the other guys, you just gave it up.
Sure, I guess that's
Now they got it for free, and then I have to do all this work. Like, I would feel a certain type of way. And as a woman, you're free to do that. If you slept with 100 men and then you say, I want to wait until marriage, that's within your right to do. But like, as a guy, I'm gonna feel like, you've slept with 100 other men. You want me to wait till marriage? No. Sorry.
So your goal is just to sleep with her then, though?
What do you mean? My goal?
I mean, not necessarily you, like, specifically, but in this situation, you're saying, like, oh, I'm not going to wine and dine her because in the past she slept with 100 men, but she's, let's say, shown you equal interest. She's interested in you romantically, but because she slept with 100 men, your only goal is you're like, oh, she slept with 100 other men. Why did she want to wait for me?
Wait, so what? Sorry, I'm sorry. By the way, let me shout out Michael Trillsteen with the big fucking $500 super chat. You're insane, dude. Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll get your super chat after we just finish off this little riff here. But hey, thank you for the $500. Dude, you're going crazy. You're not going crazy, but you're a fucking legend, Mike Trillsteen. Thank you, man, for the insane support this show, dude. So, okay, sorry, I got distracted there by the super chat.
I can rephrase.
Yeah, could you rephrase it? Sorry.
Yeah. So I feel like just in the way that you were saying this situation of like, oh, she slept with 100 men. Now, like, she gave it up so easy for them. Why not me in this situation, right? I feel like from your perspective, you're assuming that, like, the goal is to have sex with this woman. She doesn't want to have sex with me right now. She's not giving it up like she used to for other people. So you saying, like, I don't want to pursue her romantically, I mean, isn't that the point anyway? Like, I just don't think it makes sense. Like, if you're not trying to pursue her romantically, like, obviously you're not going to do those things. From that statement, you're saying, I wanted her to have sex with me. She doesn't want to have sex with me right now. She's interested in me romantically. I don't know maybe if I'm not explaining it correctly.
Well, I would say first off, if I knew that a girl had slept with 100 men previously, don't hate me, guys. I don't even want to sleep with her once.
Yeah.
At that point.
No, and I mean valid.
That's
like
very
completely valid. I feel like maybe using 100 is not necessarily, like, what would you consider your
high body count?
Yeah. What would you consider a high body count?
I'm curious.
Yeah, we can talk a bit about body count. I'll just wrap up sort of the romantic component to it. So it's just kind of like, if I don't want to do sort of the romantic stuff with a girl, like if I know she's seeing other guys, if you're seeing other guys, then you're hooking up with other dudes, but then you want me to, like, do all that. It's just kind of, I'm going to treat you with respect, but I'm not going to do this extra shit. I'm not going to be like, let me pick you up and pay for the date. I'm not going to do that. I'll still treat you with respect, but I might not. Well, first off, if I know ahead of time that she's sleeping with other men, it's a wrap. I've lost all interest.
Yeah.
I've lost all interest.
No, it makes sense.
But, and the thing is, though, when it comes to dating, like, you kind of, you can't assume that they're going to be honest with something like that. This applies to both men and women. Like,
absolutely,
if a guy is hooking up with another girl, he might not be upfront with you that he's seen another girl while he's pursuing you too, or you're pursuing him, however you want to frame it. But yeah, it's, I would have pretty serious issue with that. And certainly, like, okay, this is the example I like to often give. The worst thing not the worst thing, but a really bad thing that could happen as a guy, you do the romantic shit, but you get played. So what happens is you take the girl out on a date, you pay for the food, you take her to sushi, hibachi, go to Benihana, whatever. She gets a to-go baggie. You paid for it. She gives you the ass out hug. You know, the ass out. Gives you a little kiss on the cheek. Thank you. Takes the doggy bag, calls up her sneaky link, the guy who she's fucking, goes over to his house, gives him the food that you paid for, then he eats your leftovers that you paid for.
She's shit.
Like, that's the biggest L.
Like, right off the bat, she's a shit person.
Yeah.
But, like, that happens, though.
How
in today's
often,
day and
though,
age, the whole,
you're realistically,
the Benihana scenario.
It's
that's
so funny because I
situation,
never think of something like this happening because I would never do something like that. And when I said romance, I guess I should have clarified that you start to get to know someone, you like them, you start spending more time with each other, and you've had that conversation that you are seeing just each other. Then the romance. But
I completely agree.
Yeah, romance right at the gate. Sure, that could be nice, that could be fun, that could be surprising, but that's not something that I'm expecting when I first start dating someone, when I could also be dating another person to just get to know people, see, you know, who do I like, who do I care about.
Yeah, I agree with her
So I
completely.
should have been a little more
Yeah.
clear about that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, sorry, did you want to come in here?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, like, I agree with her, and I also, like, saw a comment, too, that said the same thing, that it should come later. It shouldn't be, like, what you're saying is totally valid, because why do you want to give somebody everything and be so good to them when they could be hooking up with other people?
Exactly, and I
When-
agreed with Brian
yeah,
there, too.
Yeah, when you're both hooking up with other people, it's totally fine to not be romantic, because it's not romantic. But when you're dating and you're exclusive, then I feel like that's when the romance is expected, but it should go both ways as well.
I also feel like it shouldn't be expected right off the bat when you just start hooking up with someone. I think it takes time to get to know someone, especially when you're hooking up over and over again. You know, you're spending more time with the person, and then it kind of makes you realize, like, oh, there's something, you know, that interests me in this person. And it's really situational. I think, like, obviously I wouldn't want to put my all into someone who's also seeing multiple people, right?
Yeah, I've done that before.
And I think the way that the dating marketplace is today in 2022, for both men and women, you kind of have to assume going in that they're at least sleeping with one other person. Maybe that's, some people might disagree and think that's a stretch, but I think that's kind of like the bare minimum. They could be sleeping with multiple people. On the low end, they're at least entertaining, like dating. They might not be sleeping with anybody, but they probably are. They're probably dating other people, which, you know, I think does not lend itself to serious relationships developing, if that's something that you want.
I think it's totally valid to assume that in modern dating. I think, you know, as the times have gone more and like we've gone more into technology, it becomes easier to access, you know, just anyone on the internet. Like you could be on Tinder and message someone from New York, or even just through Instagram, you know, like it's really easy. And then that plays into, you know, sex has become a very casual thing, and that's totally okay if, you know, you like to go out and that's your goal is to hook up with people. But I think it's something that you have to make very clear, and it's okay to assume those things for sure.
And I think like what you were talking about earlier about communication, people need to be very specific as to what they're looking for.
Yes.
If you're looking
100%.
for a hookup and you just want to fuck, then you need to say that. You need to say, I just want to fuck, and that's it. If you're like, I don't want you to be talking to other people, I want to be exclusive, then you need to say that. If you're not clear about it, you can't get mad at them for hooking up with other people if you don't specifically say that I want to be exclusive.
Also in dating, don't ever assume.
I agree.
Yeah. So let me just address that. I think the one issue there, though, is that if a guy were to be, and I think it's unfortunate, if a guy were to be upfront with that, hey, I just want to hook up, I think a lot of women probably are going to be like, no.
But I would rather have that.
And because of that factor, this is why, like, I'm kind of like done with hookup culture, because I've seen that if you like let a guy sleep with you quickly, they won't really like take the time to like actually get to know you as a person. And there's like studies in biology that like the more a guy has like sex with a girl, the less attraction or like drive he has towards her. So I've learned that for like a future guy or whatever, I'm gonna like make them like wait really long, not until like marriage, not on some like Christianity like Catholic stuff, but like I want him to like get to know me as a person before all the sex comes, because that's also a very like physical and intimate matter. And that's why I've realized I'm kind of done with that, because I also always like catch feelings, or that is if it keeps going, if it's a situationship, I do, and then that's when they get scared.
Really quick, I want to just ask you a question on that. By the way, you made a fantastic point before. That was a very pretty wise take there. So you said you'd want to make a guy wait. Moving forward. How you said not marriage though? How long are we talking?
I'm not talking like 2 years. I'm not talking like a week.
A fortnight? 14 days?
I don't know. I don't really think that you can put an exact number on it, because I feel like you also have to trust your intuition and just like trust your gut and feel out the vibes. Like it might be different according to a person, because maybe you see through someone's like red flags are bullshit. Oh, like maybe I'm gonna leave, or maybe I'm gonna wait even longer because it seems like maybe they're manipulating me or like trying to do things to have me like sleep with them sooner. It kind of like depends on the guy, you know?
Yeah, I think women are in a tough position on this one because on one hand, it's like there are definitely some guys out there that if you sleep with them too soon, they might not want to take you seriously. Mm-hmm. They might say, oh, she's not worthy of a relationship or whatever, which for me personally, I don't think is the case. There's definitely guys out there where it's like, I mean, I can speak for my long-term relationships. I mean, I've had a 5-year relationship, 2-year relationship, 9-month relationship, like 1-year relationship. So the sex happens fairly early, I'd say within the first 3 dates, first 3 times. So for me, I don't look down on it if a girl wants to sleep with a guy too soon, but there's definitely guys out there where it's like they might judge you for it. So, but girls are in a tough spot because it's like, well, you make the guy wait and then he's still gonna dip. He might still dip even if you make him wait. He's just gonna wait. He's gonna bide his time. So that's how girls can get played too. So it's kind of tough. Like, do you just get it over with and then see? I mean, it might almost speak to if he does sleep with you soon and he wants to keep seeing you, he's into you versus then it's just a tough position to be in. Like, okay, you wait, you hang out. I don't know. I actually don't know the solution to that.
It would just make me like less regretful if I made them wait a while, because I'd be like, oh, okay, like I made them wait, like he's just like an asshole, but like I took the time to get to know his intentions and I was wrong, but like I'll learn for like the next person, you know what I mean?
Well, and of course there's the men that there's just absolutely no chance of any future with, like if you're traveling.
Oh yeah. Or
they're in town for the week, then that's where you can, well, anyways. Did anyone else want to come in on this? Actually, before we let someone come in on this, let me just get these super chats here. Did I get this one? No, I don't think so. Yo, thank you for the Canadian $10 super chat, man. Appreciate the support. Romance and chivalry are dead and y'all killed it. Like I said before, why would a guy be chivalrous to you when you can't even adhere to one of his boundaries? Keep your options open though, right?
What is the boundary?
I don't know if this is related to the nightclub thing, or I'm trying to remember his previous super chat.
I do like the way he worded that, adhere to one of his boundaries instead of adhere to what he says. I like the way he said that. Adhere to his boundaries.
I agree.
Because, if you have those boundaries and they're broken, why would he want to be
we were
romantic?
talking about boundaries earlier.
Yeah.
And that's...
No.
Holy shit.
And that's where communication comes into play again, So it's obviously... at the get-go, it's really important to state that. If you're keeping your options open, then if you state that, then that's what the boundary is. If you're not and you're looking into something serious, then, you have that wiggle room to kind of come to a conclusion.
Yeah. Let me get the soup chat. And also thank you, Michael, for the other gifted subs that you sent in. Unfortunately, StreamYard doesn't catch the gifted subs. Dude, big $500 super chat. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Maxed out on one YouTube account, so here comes number 2. Also, someone tell these 304s they better beg for Myron's forgiveness.
No.
Oh my God.
No, thank you.
He is Allah, and I am now a Jewish
What's a 304?
Muslim. Jesus walks.
Yeah.
Hashtag free Sneeko, free Yay, free AB.
Yeah. What is
free
a 304?
Kells? 304 is, do you know calculator, how you could type things in calculators, and if you turn it over, it could spell something?
Yeah.
304 is a hoe.
Okay.
Interesting.
My words, I don't shoot the messenger, guys. Michael Trillsteen, I think he got upset with the...
Why are they using 304? Why don't they just say
Yeah.
hoe?
I think
why is he afraid to just say the word hoe?
just call us hoes.
Jeez.
Jesus. Okay. Cool. So... I'm trying to remember where we were here. So,
No, James Michael, we don't know what 304 is. That's why we ask.
we were...
Thank goodness gracious.
So we were talking about body count a little bit there. I know you had kind of wanted to come in. We were talking about romance. Yeah. I mean, I would defer to that guy, to Sask's Finest Super Chat, basically. I think Dave Chappelle said, chivalry is dead and women killed it. Agree or disagree?
That's
because
a hard thing to answer.
Yeah.
Because I think it's on both sides.
It goes both ways for sure.
It goes both ways.
Society.
There
Society.
can definitely be women that have killed it, but then there are also men that have just ruined it for women, or who just let it die, who don't show it. So I think there's accountability on both ends for men and women regarding romance
For sure,
being
yeah.
dead.
I mean, it really depends on the person. I would say my boyfriend is very chivalrous, I guess you could say, and I appreciate it, but
there's definitely still men who are
absolutely
adhere to their more traditional gender roles, who are chivalrous. It's just chivalry was something like related to a lady, someone who's a lady, and it's like, if you're fucking 3 dudes at a time, I'm sorry, but it's hard to be chivalrous in those situations. Jesus, Michael Trillsteen, you're fucking insane, dude. Holy shit. Michael Trillsteen's a fucking legend. We'll get to that really quick, Michael. So I think the thing is that I don't think men have really changed that much.
No,
because we've always been dogs. Like men, we've always been dogs. Like we'll fuck. But when the shift happened in society from, hey, I mean, look, I know I'm talking back into the 1950s here. If you want to sleep with me, put a ring on my finger and we have to be married. When that shifts to get me a cheeseburger from McDonald's and we're good to go. I'm kidding.
That sounds
there.
really good right now.
I'm down. Let's go
Honestly
after the show.
does.
After the show, we'll all get some what's it called? Big Macs.
I
But
want a McFlurry now.
There you go. But I think so because women, you guys are the gatekeepers of sex. You control who has sex, basically. Mm-hmm. So we will adapt to whatever it is. So if we just have to take you on one date, if we just have to text you, say, come over on Tinder, what are you doing? Come over. That's what we will adapt to the marketplace.
Well, then you're going to have to continue to adapt because not all women are the same.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But we've adapted. And we've seen what's happening.
I feel like, again, it goes back to what we were talking about before with like the hookup culture versus relationship. Again, like most people don't respect chivalry and romance from a hookup. Most people respect that or expect that from a boyfriend.
Sure.
Or slash girlfriend.
As long as you're clear with your intentions.
Yeah, it all goes back to the communication and being clear with your intentions. If you're just hooking up, then there's no pressure to act chivalrous.
Yeah, and if you're also just hooking up and you're acting like almost too romantic and the other person doesn't want anything more, it can be kind of a turn off.
Yeah, so
I agree.
You guys said that you kind of agreed, like, hey, maybe the chivalry romantic stuff, maybe not off rip, not from the get-go. So I guess my question is then, if a guy asks you out on a date, who should pay?
I think that it could be if a guy goes to pay first, I'll let him. But if there is a little bit of hesitancy, I will offer, like, I think that paying half, each pay.
That's fair. We'll go around the table on this. Actually, if you want to start over here. So a guy asks you out on a date.
If he's the one who asked me out, I think that he should pay. And if he can't pay, then I'll pay, and then he won't get a second date.
I kind of feel like the person who asks should pay, but then again, it's like if the person who asks wants it to be 50-50, it's not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
Would there be a second date though?
Yeah, I I don't see a problem with that, especially if it's a first date and it's nothing serious.
Okay, so the guy asks you out, and maybe say you go get some food, or well, you're not 21 yet, right?
No, I'm
okay,
not.
so yeah, you wouldn't like go get drinks at a bar or something, but the check comes, or the waiter comes by and he says, "Hey, can we get separate checks?" You wouldn't feel a certain type of way about that?
No,
Okay, that's totally
I don't
fine.
really think I would care. I kind of am weird about people paying for me, like in general, though.
Same.
So I feel like sometimes when you go out with someone, it's just more comfortable to just pay for yourself and do it 50-50. It really just depends on like how everything's going and how serious it is.
Actually, I just realized what I like on dates. What I do is when the check comes, I will ask, "Do you want to split?" I will ask, "Do you want to split?" And then it's up to them whether they want to say, "No, I would like to pay," or "Sure, that sounds fine." And if it's a "Sure, that sounds fine," there'll still be a second date depending on the chemistry that we had in that dinner.
Did you get to answer the question?
No. So I like when a guy pays, but again, it's not necessarily a deal breaker if he doesn't, especially if I feel like I have a connection with him and or like I like him. But normally if a guy asks me out and I say yes, like it's a normal expectation that he would pay. But again, like I'm not gonna just be like, "No, I don't like you because you didn't pay."
Yeah, I think for me, my assumption usually is just that it's going to be 50-50. Like, when the check comes, like, I'm going to start getting out my card. And if he's like, "Oh, no, like, I got it." I'm like, "That's nice. Thank you." But my assumption was that it would be 50-50.
Okay.
And if it is 50-50, then there's no issue.
Fair. Did you answered right, I think. Do you
answered.
two want to go ahead and answer?
I agree. I think if whoever's asking first, especially when it comes to a first date, you know, you don't really know what the expectations are. It would be nice for a guy to pay, but at the end of the day, I really don't mind. And what me and my boyfriend have done is switch. This date he gets it, this date I get it. Or this next date we go 50-50. So it really depends.
I agree with her. I feel like if a guy is asking me out on a first date, he's the one asking me, so I want him to pay. Because I feel like that also just like, I don't know, that shows me kind of like his character, like he's like more serious at first, you know. But let's say like we were actually to like pursue a relationship, like be in a relationship, like based on my last one, like I would pay for some stuff, you know what I mean? I wouldn't like be like, "Oh, he has to pay for everything." Like I'm gonna pay from time to time.
I agree, but I feel like a first date is like a very specific thing. Like I feel like if a guy asks me out on a date, it's kind of expected that he would pay. But like going on like later on in dates, like I don't mind. I think it just depends.
Yeah, I agree with that. In my past relationships, there's been many times where like I've paid for both of us. Like, but I feel like overall, like with the boyfriends I've had, they've generally paid more.
Yeah, I guess the reason I asked is just because we were talking about not being upfront with the romance, but I mean, I guess you could say men paying on the first date is them adhering to their traditional gender role. So I guess sort of for those of you who said the guy should pay, my question is, how do you kind of reconcile your stance insofar as having, I'm using a lot of filler words there, Jesus Christ, insofar, ergo, vis-a-vis, how do you reconcile this idea of, Jesus, the guy not being upfront with romance, but also expecting the guy to pay on the first date? How do you reconcile that?
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm confused. Say that
Of
again.
the women that said they, like, for example, you said that if a guy asked you out on the date and he said to go 50-50, you'd pay, but there wouldn't be a second date. How do you reconcile that with guys should not be upfront with their romance or their traditional gender roles?
Well, I think if a guy asks you on a date, it's assumed that I feel like he has to make his intentions clear. You know, if he's like, "I want to take you on a date to pursue a relationship later on," then that's different. But if it's like, "Oh, let's like casually go out," that's like different. You know, I just feel like it all comes down
Wait,
to
so
being
hold
clear.
on. If a guy asks you on a first date and he's like, "I'm interested in pursuing a relationship with you," then you'll be like, "Okay, well, actually, we can go 50-50?
Well, no,
or is that then...
Like I said, like a first date is completely different than like a relationship later on. Like if a guy asked you out on a date, then it's assumed that he's gonna pay for the date because he's the one who asked you out. If you're like, let's go out together, like if you're the one who says something, then that's different. But I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's just assumed that if a guy's the one who asks you out, he's the one who pays.
I disagree.
Why?
Well, I mean, we all believe in equality, right? I mean, right? You know, equality, that whole thing, that's kind of cool. So shouldn't we just, whenever you go on a date with someone, shouldn't we just each pay 50-50? Just pay, you pay your bill, he pays his.
But if he's the one who asked me out, he's the one who asked me on the date.
Have you ever asked a guy out on a first date?
No, I haven't. Because they've asked me on the date.
But so that's the thing, though.
But like later on in a relationship, like for example, in my relationship, on the first date he paid, but later on we took turns paying for stuff. Like for example, I would buy him stuff that's not necessarily a date. Like I would be like, oh, let me just like order you something.
But we're talking
or,
first
like,
date. We're talking first date.
First date, the guy pays.
First date, guy pays.
Yes.
I disagree.
Okay.
I feel like it's got to be assumed that it's 50-50 off the bat. It's just like no matter what, then you're just reinforcing the stereotype that men do have to
No,
pay.
but here's the thing. I don't think that she's necessarily wrong because there's a lot of women that are all for 50-50, but there are definitely some women that if the guy asks, he should pay. And I think it's okay for women to have that standard. Everyone can have their preferences, right? But how it's hard to reconcile the guy should pay with I believe in equality, we're equal, we're all equals. Yeah. Well, you're kind of saying we're not equals.
That's what I mean. It's like I don't know. I feel like the assumption it just reinforces the stereotype that it should.
But maybe that's the type of relationship she wants.
Just seems like you want to get free food. Like I just feel like you're not trying to get, because no matter what, like if you're trying to get to know someone, going out on a date like to a restaurant where you have to pay, like that's not going to change like getting to know the person. I feel like 50-50, it's like, okay, you're equally paying to get to know each other. It's not like they're like paying you for your time.
Yeah, but if a guy's like, let me take you out, that means he's the one taking me out. Why am I going to go 50-50 if he's the one taking me out? Later on in a relationship, second, third, fourth date, that's different. But I feel like first date is first impression. And if off the bat you're telling me we have to split, that's a red flag to me. You're not going to get a second date.
Yeah, I agree with that because, like, it's the first date and they're the ones that want to pursue you at first. And, like, you want to see if you want them too, but they're the ones who, like, approached you first.
Exactly.
So, and I feel like by them paying for the first date shows that they take you more seriously than asking you to split it. Like if a man asked me that on the first date, like, and he was the one who like wanted me at first, I feel like I wouldn't go on a second date. That's just me though. But when we actually are in a relationship, I will split it. Like I trade off, like you guys were saying, like pay for some things and he pays for some things.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue though with the whoever asks should pay is, I mean, I know you're an outlier because apparently you do all the asking, but de facto, the vast majority of the time, men are going to have to be the ones that initiate. So men are the ones that have to ask for the date. So de facto, men are the ones that are going to, there's going to be a sort of a presumption that, not in all cases, but that the guy's going to have to pay. So if your answer is whoever asks should pay, you might as well, your position might as well be the guy should pay on the first date because vast majority of the time, and I feel like people like the age at this table is pretty young. So some of you might not have even been like on a proper, like the guy asks you out to go get food or something. I don't want to speak for you guys, but I feel like at least when you're younger, a lot of dating, hooking up is just like, let's hang out somewhere. Like it could be within a friend group. Let's meet up after a party or like stuff like that. So, whereas I think once you get a bit older, then it starts to become a bit more proper in terms of let's meet here at this time. Let's get drinks. Let's go get food, whatever it may be.
And also because at that time, more people are going to be wanting to look for something that's long lasting or someone that they're getting married to, and that's not traditionally what a younger crowd is looking for. Yeah, there are some outliers there. There are some people that, you know, do want to settle down quite early, and good for them. But yeah, the tone of people who are dating who are younger are not traditionally defined their soulmate, their, you know, their life partner.
Word. Let me get some super chats, and then we're going to do a video reaction. So we got Big Mike Trillsteen here with the subsequent $500 super chat. You're fucking legend, dude. Third account since I maxed out the first two. Listen, 305s. Jesus. Be gentle, Trillsteen. You're better seen and not heard. Jesus Christ. Go to the kitchen and make whatever a sandwich. Sorry, dude, we don't have any cold cuts here. Remember, I'm a comedian and ballroom dancer. So, guys, I think he's playfully roasting you guys here because he's a comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. I'm just kidding, unless you're going to do it. P.S. Looking for a third girlfriend. What say you, cat ladies? Mike Trillsteen, he's...
Don't call him a legend again. Find up something new.
He's been, to be fair, he's kind of a fucking legend dropping these $500
Well, sure,
super
but give
chats.
him a different compliment. He's giving you a lot of money.
Oh, okay. So you're saying I need more diversity.
You need more content.
I need more diversity in my compliments.
Hit him with something new. Make him feel good.
Mike Trillsteen, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you very much. I think he also goes by Top Jew, like because he's Jewish. So that's his term. He calls himself the top instead of Top G. He's the top Jew? Okay, anyways.
I think
so thank you, man. By the way, I think he's asking if any of you guys are willing to be his third girlfriend. Any takers?
No, thank you, but thanks for asking.
Nobody? Any takers?
I'm good.
Deep
Definitely
pockets, I guess.
not.
Michael Trillsteen, by the way, how did you make all your Bitcoin? Crypto? Anyways. Mike Dust, with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man, for the support. The real ratings for tonight, oh, Jesus. Nicole 7, Gabby 5, Emily 5, Sophia 6, Ashley 4, Arya 6, Emily 7, and Ashley. And Jesus Christ, Mike. All right, I'm going to hide that.
I think
guys, we got to be
7.
nice. Wow, chat. Come on, guys. You got to be nice a little bit. Oh, commodities, ETFs. Okay. So we're going to react to a video here, and we will get to go around the table and let everyone give their answer to the initial question I asked. But so this is a video. This is from the Joe Rogan podcast. He's interviewing a female, I think, kickboxing champion, and she's talking about, well, let's just play it and you'll see. So it's Joe Rogan, the first one. Yeah, there we go.
It doesn't bug me when they have, a slender neck, but when they go through so much trouble to look like an alpha male.
Right.
But they have that little chicken neck.
Right.
And then they're posing like they're...
That's got to be a big issue with you. Like as a woman, like the way you interact with men. As a world champion Muay Thai woman.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out.
You have to have a hard time with the men.
I do.
I bet you do.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you need to get a real one, like a real one. Like that's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah, it doesn't. No. Yeah.
Imagine. It's hard out there for a pimp. It is, right?
So he was a great boyfriend, but we went out of country. We fought on the same card. He fought the day before me. I fought the next day. During the fight, he almost gets knocked out. As this guy is mauling him, he goes like this. What do you think I was thinking?
Not good thoughts.
The boyfriend.
My
boyfriend. Like this.
Yeah, you didn't like it?
Fuck no.
Did it turn you off?
Oh my God, so much.
Whoa.
I was like, dude, you're getting fucked up, and as you're falling to the canvas, you still need to go fuck you.
Wow.
You're like, fuck you, like that.
So the way he was getting beaten was fucking with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that he was getting beaten.
I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if
he wasn't digging
you're not gonna. Yeah, like you gotta fucking take that shit.
Take it.
Yeah, like a champ or like a fighter.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be like.
Wow.
That was,
Was that the beginning of the end?
Yeah.
That was
and he
tap,
was a
tap,
great
tap. First couple of
boyfriend. He was
nails.
great.
Tap, 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 tap.
Yes, it was.
Tap, tap, tap.
It was.
Maybe sometimes it's like that's the problem. It's like the balance. The ones who are not going to be great boyfriends are the ones that are going to turn you on because they're ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I can balance that shit.
Like I
could be ruthless.
Yeah.
Be like.
Anyways,
gentle.
I think that's kind of the extent of the clip. So she was kind of describing the situation. She was at a MMA event with her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. He got knocked out, and she lost all attraction for him. So thoughts on the clip, thoughts on that. And if you caught it towards the end there, she said something along the lines of, he was a great guy, but this happened and I lost all attraction for him. So your thoughts, if any? Actually, you know what? Let's start on this side. Go ahead.
I think it just depends on the kind of man you want. Some women really want like an alpha, strong man, and other women want a sensitive man. I just think it depends on the person.
What do you want?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a preference. I like men who are sensitive, but I also like men who are alpha and strong. It just depends, I think, on the person.
Mm-hmm.
If your boyfriend, you saw your boyfriend get fucked up, like knocked out in a fight, do you think you would lose attraction for him?
No, I wouldn't lose attraction for him.
What about if he cowered? Like, let's say there's a zombie apocalypse.
Ooh, yeah.
And he cowers in the face of the zombies.
Then he's gonna die.
Maybe that's a ridiculous scenario. Yeah. Let's say there's like some shit goes down and he cowers and you see it. Do you lose attraction?
I don't think I would lose attraction. I don't think so. I think that I probably wouldn't like it, but I think like to base one thing off of like losing all attraction for him, like she said, I think that's kind of a stretch.
Some guy, while he's in your presence, some guy comes up and disrespects you in some way and he doesn't say anything. What about then?
That's different. I would lose attraction for
a
guy
who
did that because that's different.
Sure.
I feel like that's the whole idea of like having one singular ick and like losing attraction over one thing is kind of stupid because like if you love someone, you love them no matter what. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, it's okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Repeat that last part.
If you love someone, you love them no matter what.
Are you talking about unconditional love?
Yes.
I don't believe there's such a thing.
Okay, well, I do.
Because we all love you believe there's unconditional love.
Yeah.
Maybe for a child. Maybe. Even then, I feel like there's conditions, but...
Yeah.
Do you have kids, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
But so, have you ever had that love for anybody?
Yeah, I think that I have.
A romantic partner?
Yeah.
You've had unconditional love. Did you break up with him, or did he break up with you?
I broke up with him.
Well, must have been conditional. You fell out of unconditional love? How does that work?
We didn't talk, so I feel like that doesn't really...
So there were conditions to your love. Communication. Talking.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like that's the bare minimum. Like, that should be a thing no matter what. Like, I shouldn't have to ask for that. Like, that shouldn't be one of my conditions. Like, you should just do that. If you're dating somebody, you talk to them.
But unconditional love, that's what we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing, if you have unconditional love for someone, there's nothing he could do to fuck that up?
Okay.
Like murder a bunch of people and shit?
Okay. I guess you're right.
There are some conditions under which you would no longer love someone, right?
Yeah, sure. But, like, I'm saying, like, something like this shouldn't be a condition. Like...
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm like using an extreme here to try to make my point, but...
For, like, unconditional love, you could, if one believes in that, then, like... It's not like they do something and you fall out of love with them. They do something really bad, you just don't want to be with them anymore, but you can still love them, you know? If you truly believe in that.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else on the unconditional love? Yay, nay?
I don't believe that there is unconditional love. But just but not to like debate, because I don't want to like try to convince somebody
Sure.
of my point, but you never know, there could be something that comes up that just, like for that video, that was something that she just couldn't look past, and it's not her fault, it's not her boyfriend's fault, it was just something that happened and couldn't unhappen, and that's that.
Sure. We were going around on something. What did I?
Oh yeah, we're
Just talking about the video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the video.
Oh yeah. So, do you want to give your take?
I mean, I feel like I generally tend to like kind of more of that like alpha ideal, but I agree with Aria in a way that like something like that wouldn't necessarily turn me off so much I'd have to break up with him, you know? So, yeah.
All right, I'll go. I feel like for me, this has been brought up, the whole like alpha male. I hate that word. I hate the word alpha male with a passion. And it's like,
I agree with you. I don't like the alpha beta terminology.
Yeah, the whole thing is just stupid, categorizing men as if like, oh, you're alpha because you eat raw meat and you're a manly man. Like, okay, shut the fuck up. Sorry. I'm not a fan of it.
One question for the chat. Any Sigma males in the chat?
Oh, God.
We got some Sigma males in the chat? Okay.
In between,
sorry, go ahead.
Whatever. But yeah, actually, it was watching that video. I was like, I get it. Maybe it's her preference that like, oh, like she doesn't, again, it's like the whole alpha male thing. Like, oh, he wasn't alpha, he didn't stand up for himself. But like, if someone was about to like hit you in the face, like what, are you really gonna like stand there and take it? The whole stand there and take it like a man. I don't, like, maybe it's just me. I want a man to have feelings, you know? Not every guy is gonna like stand up and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna take hits, like, and be like, I'm a strong man and I'm just gonna sit here because I'm a man. I'm not gonna feel any emotion about it. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna, you know, lay down and take it. It's like, there's just such an expectation that I hate with that. And I feel like with that girl, and especially it being her boyfriend, like I could say maybe like you're courting some guy and you see him in an MMA fight and he loses and you're like, oh, like I don't want to date a loser. But like, this is your boyfriend. This is someone that you've already told them that you're interested in them. You love them for other things, and like, oh, it's his sport and he loses. Like, that makes you unattracted to him. I feel like there's just an issue with how you're defining like the way you love someone, because you shouldn't have been in a relationship with that person if that's what's gonna cut it for you. But
one thing that I do want to point out with this video is that she is also a fighter, and so this is something that is really close to her, and so she was spiked by seeing her boyfriend go down in such a way as she believes that a fighter should not. And when it's touching on something that's so close to something to home, not close to home, but something that you love so much, then yeah, that can also bring in some factors there. As far as if I were in a relationship with someone and I saw my boyfriend getting pummeled, I'd probably jump in there and probably do what I could to help. Because yeah, no one wants to get hit in the face. That can't really feel too good. But like I said earlier, if you're with someone and they do something that you just cannot get past, again, that's just a preference to you. That's something that makes you unique in what you like in other people.
Your reaction to the video?
Personally, I think I don't think I would, lose interest. I think it's one thing if you're getting hit in the face out of nowhere for the one time, like you said, it was very close to her, and it's something that mattered, and everyone has, their own different icks, and if that's your ick, then that's okay. But personally, I don't think I'd be like, you're kind of being a bitch right now, if you're getting hit in the face. I'd be like, okay, you got it, let's get up, let's go kick some ass.
I was thinking exactly what she was saying. The fact that she's a kickboxer herself is very specific to this situation, because maybe if she was out on whatever you call that, what do you call that? I don't know. The ring. If she was out there, maybe she wouldn't have done that. Maybe she was like, okay, I'm gonna fight through. I'm not gonna back out. It's very specific to the sport, and she knows more about it than us as average people. So in her participating in that, she probably has this image of like a man in that sport who, I don't know, I feel the same way about like the gym. I don't know, like men in the gym. I don't know. You know, I want men that work out in the gym to be on the same level as me in the gym. Does that make sense? If I'm trying to pursue something with them.
Yeah, you want a commonality there.
But as far as like in an actual relationship, like one of the main reasons why my last one ended is because I actually had boxing gloves on and I was like with my ex, and some guy came into the room and he was like laughing, like starting to laugh just at the fact that I had boxing gloves on. And I was like, what the fuck are you laughing at? Like, keep walking. And then he was like, he got scared or whatever. He walked away. But then my ex goes, not gonna lie, it is funny sometimes. And then I just started like raging. I'm like, what do you mean it is funny? Like, I'm boxing because of like how men like approach like women and stuff like that, the situations I might get into. And so the next day I broke up with him because to me that was a very like telling factor. Like, how are you gonna let some man like treat me like that? Even if he didn't like physically do anything, like it was obviously like hurtful, you know what I mean? And you should stand up for your woman. Sorry to go on a little like
no, actually
rant,
it's good. We appreciate that. So you had boxing gloves on. Were you just in like where was this?
Like my apartment gym. There's like a
your apartment's
bag.
gym.
Yeah.
Okay. You had boxing gloves on. You were with your boyfriend. Were you guys training together or working out, or what was the
Yeah, we were
context?
working out together.
A guy comes in. Friend of yours or just a random dude?
Random dude.
Random dude. Don't even know him.
Became
and then
my friend later. Actually, it was weird, but
he became your friend later.
Yeah.
The guy who was basically the precipitating factor in your breakup with your current boyfriend. Okay, that's interesting how life works sometimes. So, what did he say? He said that's funny. Like you were.
Like my ex was like, because that guy was just like laughing, right? He was like trying not to burst out laughing, and then I kind of shoot him off.
Can you show us how you were?
I wasn't even boxing at that time. I just had them on. It was like a little intermission too. I don't know. Maybe I was like talking, but I guess that guy thought it was funny. I had boxing gloves on. Like, oh, this skinny girl, like at the time was like, you know,
skinny
like,
at the time.
Like I'm still like skinny, I think, but like I was much skinnier. Like now I've been like lifting and stuff. But
okay,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's more the fact that someone is making fun of you and your significant other isn't defending you. Me personally, you can, you know, me and my boyfriend have this rule: agree with each other in public, disagree in private.
That's good.
Yeah.
You are
really
one. You're supposed to defend each other and be there for each other. And if you disagree, then that's great. Let's talk about it in private, where no one else is gonna be like, yeah, even your boyfriend thinks you're funny looking with like boxing gloves on. You know?
No, yeah, I love that rule.
I actually really love that rule.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Like definitely, and actually one of the worst things that you can do is because in relationships, there's going to be periods of disagreement, arguments. It happens in relationships. I think one of the worst things you can do is sometimes to go to your family or to go to your friends and start airing the arguments or the dramas with them, because when you and your boyfriend inevitably work through it or make up, your friends are still going to be like, fuck that guy, he did XYZ, you know. And it's just like, I think sometimes it's best to try to work things out privately if you really, really need advice on a situation. But if every time there's a little thing and you go to your girlfriend and say, he did X, Y, you know, it's going to kind of like paint him in a certain light. So,
totally,
but 100%, like you, with also with friends, like in public, you don't challenge them. Like you do that shit after the fact. So
yeah,
that's a really good point. Wait, so just to clarify on the whole boxing glove situation, the guy was laughing at you. Your boyfriend didn't really come to your defense, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and you dumped him the next day.
Yeah, like that was like the last red flag out of like 30. But
I mean, was it kind of, because I mean, was it kind of already not going great?
Yeah, I had already broken up with him like once before, and then we jumped back into the relationship like really quick. But like in reality, like I shouldn't have done that. Like I shouldn't have tried to give like a second chance. And then it made me look bad because it made it seem like I was breaking up with him as soon as we got here. Like I just wanted to like sleep with other guys, and now like his friends will still come up to me and be like, you broke his heart, and there's just like a bunch of like drama over that. But
Okay.
I don't know, but that's kind of like what broke it for me, because I don't know, I just felt like he should have like defended me. It's okay for my boyfriend to laugh at me boxing, because that's my boyfriend. It's the same thing with like, oh, like I can make fun of my family, or like hit my sister playfully, or like make fun of her, but you can't. It's kind of like the same concept.
Yeah, I feel that. So what would have been the ideal response for him to do? Tell the guy to shut the fuck up, get into a fight? Like, what do you think he should have done in that situation?
I would just say effectively like shoot him off like with his words. I would not have wanted him to get physical over something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like verbally stood up for me the way I did for myself, because that was solely just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to stand up for your significant other. It's as simple as she's doing what she likes, and I don't think that's funny. You know?
I agree.
Chat, what do you guys think in the chat? What should the guy have done in this situation where they were in the gym, she had boxing gloves on, some guy walks by, laughs at her or something because of the boxing gloves, and then what does the guy do in that situation? Chat, what do you guys think? Let it go, or do you what's the word? Do you he should laugh with the guy, Michael Trillsteen. There's some interesting takes so far in the chat. Everyone's saying laugh with him. You should have punched her and gone to have a beer with the Jesus. Wow. Leonardo DiCaprio. Go out with the guy. Okay. All right. These are some interesting takes here in the chat. It's a tough one, because on one hand, like, if you step to a dude, then like there's always the thing with men, like there's always that with men, with altercation, there's always that potential threat of physical, like a physical potential altercation. So,
didn't you say that he said that it was funny also, though?
Yeah, like after that, he was just kind of like in a serious tone. He was like, not gonna lie, it is funny sometimes.
I feel like at the very least, he could have just not said that. Like, at the very least.
Yeah, because I can defend myself, but the fact that he was kind of like teaming up and agreeing with that guy really hurt me, because I made it very clear that I was thrown off at that guy laughing at me. Yeah. The fact that I like yelled at him and told him to like fuck off and like keep walking. And then he like agrees with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, after that.
Yeah. It's a weird interaction.
Instead of comforting me and being like, sorry that happened, he didn't even have to stand up for me, because I can do that myself.
Yeah. He at the very least, he should have just not said anything.
Was the guy physically... sorry, did you want to continue?
No,
I didn't mean to cut you off there. Was the guy physically bigger than your boyfriend?
No, just taller.
Just taller.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like, fuck, what if the dude's a fucking giant? And what if like some fucking jacked... like, I'm trying to think of some MMA fighter, Kamaru Usman, like, starts hitting on your girl in front of you. Like, what do you fucking do? You're just like, do you swing? You don't swing, you're gonna get fucked up. Would that be a deal breaker? Like, if some guy was like, but it's a fucking MMA fighter, right? Let's say an MMA fighter is kind of disrespecting you. Let's say we're in a relationship and I'm there, I'm your boyfriend, and this fucking jacked, he's got the cauliflower ears, I know he's a fucking fighter, and he starts disrespecting you. Do you expect me to start swinging?
No, I didn't even expect him to swing.
Okay, it's a bit more egregious of a situation. He spanks your butt. Do I have to start swinging? MMA jacked, 6'5".
That's really complicated.
Because he disrespected you.
I don't want to lose my boyfriend over that.
He might die. He might die.
Knocked out with the first.
But like, he severely disrespected you, but he's a fucking MMA fighter. Like, this guy will fuck your boyfriend up.
Then I wouldn't care, no. Yeah. I would understand.
He could just comfort you.
Yeah.
Because if it's a situation where you know it's going to go wrong and there's no way anything he says or does is going to accomplish anything, then the least he can do is comfort you.
I would have never wanted him to like start fighting that guy. Just like stood up.
Why would you want to date a guy who wants to fight like any guy who hits on you anyway?
Yeah. That's
not hit on. Not hit on her.
Like,
I don't know.
Guys, in chat, Kamaru Usman, just think of like the scariest MMA fighter you can think. Kamaru Usman, well, he just got knocked out recently. But who's the Francis Ngannou? He's like the heavyweight guy, I think. Or is he? I don't know. Francis Ngannou spanks your girlfriend's ass in front of you. Chat, do you swing? Do you swing, or are you just like, hey, she's yours now, dude? What do you guys do in the chat? Jesus Christ, that'd be fucking terrible situation to be, terrible hypothetical situation to be put in. Let me do a couple super chats here, and then we have, I think, one more video to react to. Let's see, we've got No Strings Attached TV. Thank you for the Canadian $10, man. Are you from French-speaking Canada or English-speaking Canada? Maybe me and Sansa Stark over there can have a little conversation with you. Chris Rock said only women, kids, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Word, true, I guess, yeah. Yeah, men are loved on the condition that they provide something. Okay. Earl with the $10 super chat. Question for the ladies. Do any of you have long-term goals with regard to relationships? If so, how well do those goals align given your life experience up to this point, as in the ease of attaining that goal? Yeah, this is a good question. So it's kind of like the question is, well, you can take it at face value, but also just like, what are you looking for right now?
Can you get back to me?
Okay.
Like I said, like, I don't know.
All right, I guess we'll start over here and make our way around. Go ahead.
Being a college student, I feel like relationships are like the last thing on my mind right now. Like, I just want to focus on like myself, my career goals, and then like if something happens, it happens. But like at this point in my life, I'm not looking for anything in a relationship. Maybe like, I don't know, if I'm 24, 25, 26, finish school, I'm on the right path, and I'm the best person that I can be, then I'm looking for like marriage. But like until it's marriage, I don't want anything serious.
I agree with having someone who like understands that my main focus is school, because obviously I do have a boyfriend and he goes to UCSB also. So like he has to understand that like my main focus here is school, because I'm paying a lot of money to be here. So I'm not here to have a boyfriend and have fun. I'm here for school. And so someone who understands that, and then again, like we talked about, communication and just like good intentions.
Yeah, I'd say for most of my life I've been a very much so like a relationship girl. But recently I've tried to like focus more on myself, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm not necessarily looking for a relationship. If something happens, then I'm not going to be opposed to it. But I feel like the best things kind of come when you're not looking for it. So I like try to have that kind of mindset.
Kiki? Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say pretty much like the same kind of thing. I feel like at least right now I'm trying not to like look for anything necessarily, especially since I got out of a really serious relationship like not that long ago, and going from feeling like that's going to be the person who you're going to be with for the rest of your life and trying to like find that completely all over again is just not something I'm interested in getting into at this point in time. So I'd like it eventually, but just not right now.
Me, I'm currently working on my acting career in LA, and I've constantly got projects going on, so dating is not at the top of my list. But if a sexy Latin man did want to sweep me off my feet, then I'm definitely not going to be opposed to that.
Sexy Latin.
I think it's hard to say right now, you know, with us in college and being the age that we are. We're also pretty young. We don't really have all those life experiences that my mom has, you know, and we don't necessarily know exactly what we're looking for. We're finding it along the way. But being in a relationship right now, I'm really happy with what I've found, and I'm really happy with where it is. And if a relationship is something that I didn't want, then I, you know, like it really depends. It kind of goes with like the right person coming along. Like she said, you find things when you're not looking for it. And I for sure was in the position where I was like, I just got done with like high school. I'm done with relationships. Like, I'm going to focus on myself. Da, 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 da. My boyfriend now was like my really good friend. And that ended up being like my person. And he checks the box off everything. Great communication. Like, everything is there. But it's hard to say when you're 18, 19, 20, even 30.
Sure.
You know?
Before you give your answer, can we get some boxing gloves in the chat for just boxing gloves in the chat? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. With all of my past experiences, I feel like I've accumulated really high standards, but with those I realized that the person I want to attract, I have to be on that level too. So I'm 100% content right now with just focusing on my career, focusing on fully loving myself. Like, everything I dream of in a man, like in the reverse, I want in me, because I feel like that's the true way you can really attract something. Like, if you know about like the law of attraction in manifestation, like I'm a believer. What? I'm a believer of those things, and I'm completely content with being single right now until I reach my full potential that I want.
The law of attraction?
Yeah.
The Secret? Are you talking about The Secret?
Mm-hmm.
From like 2007?
No, I don't think so.
Eric, what's up? Eric, we good?
No.
What?
Bro, the screen's sort of flashing. Do you see this?
I see it.
I don't see it.
I can see it.
You can see it on there.
Oh, wait, just, did you not see anything, Eric?
No.
Sorry, guys, we're having a little technical difficulty. We're still, one in the chat, we're still live, right? Guys, can you tell us one? I see the flickering. Guys, apparently the screen. Okay, we're still live. Eric, don't click anything on the mouse, just because, don't click anything, Eric. Something, maybe a wire got pulled up. Okay, guys, give me just a sec to address the whole. Hold on, guys, I gotta get up. I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves momentarily while I address this technical issue.
Okay.
And I know we
question,
initially we were going around. I don't know if everyone yet had a chance to do the one thing you wanted to get off your chest thing. So, and you had a question
for all of them.
Okay.
Wait, actually, let me just get super chats really quick, then we'll do that. Michael, actually, you go, and then we'll address
Okay.
Has any man ever made you finish?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
but like what?
Yes, but it took a really long time.
Yeah, but like what percentage out of like all of your like buddies or the people you've been with?
0. 50%.
It's like 5
That's
out
pretty
here.
good. That's pretty good.
2%.
Just like 1 out of all.
I'd say like 2 out of all.
Yeah, I think
1,
like
and it's
one
only
out of
happened
all.
like twice.
It's rough out here. Okay, just wondering.
But like, I feel like a lot of guys believe that girls can't enjoy sex unless they finish, and I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true
It's
either.
really not true.
Yeah.
Like, it's, but a lot of guys think that.
Yeah, and also don't underestimate foreplay.
Yeah, so
agree.
true.
It also, scientifically, the G spot in females is really just behind the clit in like inside you. Like, that's all it is. And
You'd have to know where the clit was first.
Yeah,
True
that's
that.
true. Most men know where it is, though.
No.
probably not.
Yeah, that's
don't
definitely a
think
no.
Are we still
Are we still?
Oh yeah.
I won't put it out.
But it's really hard to like make a woman finish unless you're hitting, like the clit is where all the nerves are of pleasure. So it's just science.
Okay, I think we fixed it. One in the chat. Are you guys getting any visual glitches? One in the chat. Or that's one in the chat if ever. I already fucked this up. 2 in the chat if everything's okay. 1 in the chat if there's visual glitches. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. So you guys were talking about climaxing. I missed the juicy stuff. You guys are asking the important questions. Wait, so can you guys just go around again? The question was,
has a guy ever made you finish?
Has a guy ever made you climax?
Finish, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just one.
Just one time, or?
Yeah.
So only one encounter.
Yeah.
Rip.
But like she was saying, but like just because you don't finish doesn't mean the sex isn't enjoyable.
That's true.
And I felt that.
But it's also better if you do finish.
It's like the little cherry on top, but like.
Yes.
It's okay. We live.
Can we get some RIPs in the chat for the women, I guess, who are not finishing? God damn, that's unfortunate. My philosophy is she comes first, so.
Here.
Dudes are fucking up. Okay. Wait, so what was everyone else's answers, just so I can tune into the combo?
I said like 2 of my buddies, I would say.
2? Including your boyfriend, I hope.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I have to be doing the work.
You have to do the work?
Yes.
Doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Doesn't count. Like they made you come.
Like I'm on top. I'm doing all of the activity.
Are we talking just sexual intercourse, or are we talking foreplay too?
Oh, if we're talking about foreplay too, then.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, every time?
Oh. I thought we were talking about just like.
Just penetrative.
Penetrational
sex.
Oh,
penetrative sex.
Wait, just like no hands either.
I thought we were talking about everything.
I thought it was just general.
Yeah.
I thought we were just talking about sex.
Because a guy could make you come, like he could go down on you, toys, hands, fingers, whatever.
It's like everything. It needs to be everything.
Yeah, it can't just be penetration.
Yeah.
That's the one
Doesn't
thing.
work
It doesn't
for us.
happen with that.
True. I hope we educated someone just now.
I think so.
Mine's
Yeah.
0.
Never.
You're 0.
Yeah, guys never made me come.
In any capacity.
In any capacity.
In any way.
Yeah.
Guys, can we get some RIPs? Can we get some candle vigils in the chat for the girls? Because, goddamn, 3-year boyfriend, by the way.
That's what's worse.
Rip.
3 years to try. Nothing.
Yikes.
Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
See, hold up. But there's some...
Brian's getting flustered.
You bear some responsibility. Like, because you can... Oh, here's a follow-up question. So, wait, can we do a show of hands, like, who's just never climaxed with a guy? I've never climaxed with a guy. I'll raise my hand. Here. So, and then, but what about, like, rare to climax with a guy? Uncommon. Okay. So, can you make yourself climax?
Oh yeah.
No.
In 2
Hold on.
seconds.
Let me let her answer first.
No.
Can you make yourself climax?
No.
Have you tried?
Yeah. I can't.
Toys?
Yeah.
Even toys?
Yeah.
Not helping.
It's bad.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's just never
We're
happened.
also just young. Like I feel like
Yeah.
it takes a while for people to like figure out exactly what they like. Like you're not gonna know what you like until it happens.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So, okay. You've tried though.
Yeah. It's never happened.
You've given it the old college try.
Oh, yeah.
The old
Yes.
college
Never happened.
try.
And it just hasn't.
No, never. I know. I just
But
need
it's
to go to
still-
a doctor.
No, well, I mean, I'm not sure if that's something a doctor can solve,
Well,
but it's going to be...
scientifically, sorry to interrupt you. It's the nerve endings in that area that make you feel those things, and so
There are definitely
like-
women that are...
yeah, exactly.
have-
And
I
that's
think
okay.
there is a percentage of women who just can't.
Yeah,
And
There
I think
definitely
I'm
is.
definitely
Exactly.
that.
There
I think
definitely
I'm
are
that
some women.
Because
There-
I just can't. Like a guy can do everything right, and it just won't happen.
But you still enjoy sex, though.
Yeah, I enjoy sex.
Yeah, it's just...
But it's just.
Damn. Because it's going to be like, if you can't make yourself come, it's probably going to be really hard for a guy to make you come.
I disagree.
You think
For me, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, I need a guy. Like, I
Really?
tried
Oh.
toys, anything else. Like,
Really?
I never had done it. I had never finished before either, like, before having a guy, like, actually make me finish. I was like,
Being with the guy is like what turns me on enough
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, it's probably a more
I like the
arousing or
intimacy.
turn on when it's the guy doing it, sure. But yeah, can we get some RIPs in the chat for Ashley, is it? Wait, what's
Me?
your what's your
Emily.
name? Oh, Emily, my bad.
we need to go around in the name circle again.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, can we get some RIPs in the chat? Damn, that's shit.
Yeah.
And then you were asking because it's been like very few guys, right?
Yeah, I just
Shit.
wanted to like know their experience with it too.
Has anyone here had a threesome?
Yeah.
No.
Anybody
No.
besides Kiki and
Emily.
Oh, God.
Emily?
Oh, Kiki.
Foursome?
No.
Orgy?
No.
Okay. It's a threesome though.
Yes.
Guy, girl, or girl, guy?
Girl, guy.
Okay.
How was that?
It was fun. It was one of my friends, and then the guy was also one of my friends, but my like crush too.
Was it awkward after?
No, not at all. Because we
Really?
were
Even
all
with
very
the
we
friends?
were all very comfortable. We said, "Let's do it," and we're all kind of like, "Yeah, let's do it." No, it wasn't weird at all. It was fun.
Let me get these super chats here really quick. Actually, wait, let me get here. Michael Cohn, by the way, Michael was on was it last week's? Was it? I forgot which day it was, but Michael was previously on the show. $10 super chat. Yo, Michael Trillsteen, the Michael versus Michael. Michael Trillsteen has outdone you there. Sup, Brian? Crypto Chad here. I don't know, dude. You can't call yourself Crypto Chad with Michael Trillsteen in the chat. Sorry, man. That title is going to have to defer to Michael Trillsteen. Girls want different men at different times. Sometimes they want alpha seed. Sometimes they want beta need. A man who only provides emotional support will not be respected.
I actually disagree with that because
I
there are
disagree
people
as well.
who are, I think the term is asexual? Asexual, where sex just isn't isn't doing it for them, or it can't do it for them, and that's okay. And there's people like that, and I just
Michael
disagree.
Cohn, thank you for the $10 super chat. Green Lantern with the 9 British pounds. Thank you, man. Can we have Erica from Valentine's Day video in the panel? I don't know if I still have her contact information. I could probably find it, but I mean, I think she's long gone by now. So, yeah, that's probably not ever gonna happen. But okay, thank you for the. I could try. I could ask. Give you the backstory of that situation. So, let's see. Smiling Cookie with the Australian $10. Wow, it's quite a diverse regional donation from these recent people. Okay. Thank you, man, for the Australian $10. Bring back 60 Kel and the other black guy. Bros made last stream hella funny and interesting. Too many basic. Okay, on today Today chits hurts. Today chit. What is chits?
Then
Hurting.
leave.
Hurting my eyes. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Frankie, Frank? Good to see you back, man. Hey Brian, big Frank. Hey Brian, Frank here, Big Frank. I had some trouble, but I just DM'd your IG, sent a video for the girls to react to. I will check the Instagram and take a look, and I will see if it's a good. We can't do it tonight. We preload all the videos that we react to. But thank you, man. I'll check my DMs after the show. Thank you for the support, man. Much appreciated. Good to see you back. Okay, so I want to make sure everyone has an opportunity to go around on the initial question and then I have one last question, and then we're going to wrap up. So something dating related you want to get off your chest. You could ask for advice on something, whatever it may be.
Okay, I'll ask for advice. So I'll give a situation that I've been put into recently. I had a friend group who one of them invited a guy from her high school that she used to be friends with to come to UCSB and like hang out with all of us. Him and I ended up hooking up, and my friend, now ex-friend, is mad that I hooked up with him because she was interested in him. I like, and so I like chased the guy, I feel like, a little bit, and now I'm like, I don't know if I continue to pursue that or do I try and reconcile with my friend.
Did you know she was interested in him?
It's a weird situation because she had mentioned like, oh, like I don't really know if I would ever be into him or not because like we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the night, it was like just very clear like he was not interested in her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like the friendship is probably more important, but it has to be what you prioritize.
Was the friendship long?
No, we met here, so it's been like a month.
Were you guys close? Like really close? I mean, as close as you can get.
We were like in a friend group. We're all like equally close.
Okay.
Is she treating you poorly? Like after, like obviously you guys are friends. Like, is she being?
What is she? What is she doing?
Well, she cut me off completely. Like, well, we had a conversation. I asked to talk in person about it because I was like, obviously, I feel horrible that, you know, she like felt hurt by me for doing that.
Yeah.
Also, mind you, this guy and I, like, we didn't have sex. We did not fuck at all. It was literally just like easy, like I don't even know, like make out. That was kind of it.
But what
Wait,
is
so
she do? What is she
just
doing?
to recap the situation.
Yeah.
You had a girlfriend. She was interested in the guy.
Yeah.
The guy wasn't interested in her.
Mm-hmm.
You hooked up with the guy.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
You
we
made
didn't have
out a
sex, but
bit,
we made out. Like he slept over.
And she found out.
Yeah.
And she's upset.
She's very upset. Yeah.
But she knew. You knew that the guy didn't like her. But did she know that the guy didn't like her?
I don't know. Like, I mean, like they're friends, so it's like a weird situation.
Well, I think it's about what relationship you prioritize more.
Yeah.
What is more important to you, your friendship with her or what you had with the guy?
And honestly, all you can do with her is if she didn't communicate to you fully that she was into him, just all you can do is apologize and say, like, you never told me, so I didn't know.
And if she's gonna continue to treat you kind of shitty,
then it's not worth it.
That's what I've been thinking.
This is what I think you should do.
Yeah.
Does he go to school here?
No, he goes to a different school.
Oh, so
That's
this was before.
he came here to visit.
Oh.
Not last weekend, but the weekend before.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friends and I had a whole falling out because they're all roommates. I'm the only one who's not in the room, so they're all still friends because they obviously had to take her side because they live with her.
Rip.
They didn't have to, but
it's a weird situation. I don't know.
I think she's overreacting a little bit.
I think so too, and I think going back to communication, I think that's something that you can communicate with her and just be like, hey, I'm sorry that I made you feel like that, but you didn't make it clear to me that, you know, it was going to upset you, and our friendship is something that, you know, like they said, like whichever one that you want to mend more. But if she does continue to treat you like that after communicating, then I think that goes to show what kind of person she is.
Yeah.
I agree.
So the whole friend group is totally burned.
Yeah, it really sucks because these are like my closest friends like at UCSB. But
is it your first year?
Yeah.
You know
You'll
what?
meet
Yeah,
you're gonna meet so many more people.
I came here. I'm so sorry. I came here and I came with friends from back home, and I'm not friends with them anymore.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. You don't have to be. You grow. You meet people, and people who come into your life and leave serve a purpose and one purpose only, and you just learn from that.
Yeah. But also, I feel like it's just kind of like a stupid, immature thing for them to end their friendship with you over, especially because you guys haven't talked about it. And I would say, salvaging the friendships you have with them right now is way more important than continuing to pursue that guy. I feel at a different school, right?
I think you gotta go scorched earth on this friend group. You got to get this guy back to Santa Barbara.
Okay, because can
and
I
fuck him.
explain what happened? Because I tried to make that happen.
Wait, can I just got to play this really quick.
I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
Yes,
That's what you should do.
I love that.
I think that's what you should do.
Because can I explain like what happened? Because that's what everyone else from home. So I like obviously told all my friends from home like this is the situation. I basically lost my whole friend group because I like made out with this one guy, right?
Wait, hold on. One question. You said you didn't have sex with him.
No.
Are you sure?
Like, no, we did not have sex. There was an offer. It was turned down. I promise. No, I'm
As
serious.
you stated before, women controlled sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
it was offered, was turned down. I like him though. I think he was cute. I would have had sex with him, but there were just circumstances. So.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, okay. I think we'll move on
Yeah.
to the next person. Something you want to get off your chest, dating related.
The only thing I have to say is I want a man who is not afraid of commitment. I am so tired of it.
So you're just what are you tired of?
Just backing out because they're afraid that they like me.
You think that's what it is? They like you too much, and so they're afraid to commit?
I'm not saying that they necessarily like me too much. I'm saying that they are like, shit, like this could go somewhere. Like that's scary. I have commitment issues and I'm not secure with myself. So I'm going to just lie and ditch her.
So you wish guys were more commitment minded?
Yeah, or I just kind of wish that like they would understand what they won't be able to commit to when going into something first, and instead of kind of like leading you on too much.
So you're tired of the hookup culture?
No, it's not even the hookup culture. It's like when you go into something more than hookups, you're going on dates, you're meeting each other's parents, going to games, going to multiple proms, all of that shit, and then all of a sudden it's just, you know.
So are you talking more situationships, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it's like more than a situation. Even when you're in a relationship, you know, and then they just like all of a sudden they're like, never mind.
I feel like the main reason why that happens is because they're really scared to open up about their like emotions that have to do with like toxic masculinity or like their
Wait, what?
Toxic masculinity. Don't act like you don't know what that is.
Toxic masculinity?
You don't know what that is.
I don't think there's such a thing.
Oh Lord.
He wants
well, let
to
me
get into debates right now.
It's too late.
Let me
to get into this.
No, we can get into it. Let me qualify my statement a bit here. So, I don't believe in adding toxic before the term masculinity or before the term femininity. There are just toxic people. I don't subscribe to this idea of toxic masculinity. There are toxic men, there are toxic women, there are toxic people. Do you disagree?
I do, because toxic masculinity is a term for the toxic men that utilize it.
Is there toxic femininity? Is that the thing?
Probably, but I wouldn't know what it constitutes. Like, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But toxic masculinity in like this example is when they're taught to like stray away from their emotions, like not express them, keep it to yourself. Like, you're a man, don't be a pussy, like hold it in, like don't cry. That's what I mean. And I feel like that's when we see it. Honestly, I think it's a root of like a lot of problems, including that, because they just don't know how to express their feelings, and a lot of stuff builds up, and then they get scared, like, oh, she might actually be a good girl, she might really heal me, but wait, like, no, I'm like not ready for that.
And I think that is generational. Like, from the very beginning of time, men were the warriors, the knights, you know, the people fighting, and men or women were
the gatherers,
dainty
the
gatherers, birth givers, you know, all that stuff. And that really carries on, because ideals and, you know, like ideals are passed down. Like, so your parents obviously who raise you are going to put their ideas on you, and then it's like that effect.
But okay, so I'm gonna ask the table. So do you guys believe in toxic masculinity? Just show of hands. Eric, if you want to just put it. Okay, do you guys...
I'm on the fence because of what you said.
Okay, so if you believe in toxic masculinity, then do you believe in toxic femininity?
Yes.
Show of hands again.
But how
I
do
mean,
you-
at least you guys are consistent, but I just reject this idea of putting toxic before a term in the same way that it would be like, it might be sexist to say toxic masculinity or toxic femininity. It would be like, geez, I don't want to get canceled. It would be pretty problematic to say like toxic. Fuck. It would be pretty bad to say toxic, for example, toxic whiteness or toxic blackness or toxic Jewishness. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, the idea that maleness itself needs to be pathologized and fixed, it's just like it seems a bit sexist.
I think the whole idea of men just kind of, be strong, don't cry, don't express your emotions, you're gonna look soft.
That's toxic? You think that's toxic? I think that's desirable. Men should be strong.
But at the same time, it's like you're not allowed to, your feelings are invalidated. You're not allowed to feel those things because you're a man.
No,
And
yeah,
you can't-
I mean, I agree with you there. People don't care about how men feel.
Yeah, and I think
And
that needs to be
women,
changed.
just like that women in the video that we reacted to, when men, some of you might disagree, when men are honest, if they're open with their feelings, if they display emotion, women lose attraction for men like that. Not all women.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all women, but we had a woman on the Joe Rogan podcast just admit if her boyfriend got knocked out in a fight, she would lose attraction for him. So men are not open with their emotions. By the way, men and women, the way we display our emotions is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I feel like
Go ahead.
people should not, like, whether it's men or women, should not be taught to not be emotional because, like...
What about, but stoicism? I think stoicism is a desirable trait
I would rather...
in both men and women.
I would rather be shown how people feel because, like, for example, with my ex, he never told me what was wrong, never communicated with me, so I spent 95% of that relationship thinking he was going to break up with me, and he was mad at me when he was having his own personal issues and just refusing to communicate.
And that's the point that I was going to make is, like, men who have been invalidated, like their feelings have been invalidated, it translates to relationships. It makes you scared to communicate those things with women because you don't know how. You don't want to look too soft. You think that girls want you to be macho man who's super strong and it's just like stereotypical.
But in a relationship, it doesn't work unless you're both opening up because automatically I felt so much less comfortable opening up because if he can't, then why should I? Mm-hmm. And so
Open up about what though?
Anything. Like
open up about what?
Like if you're feeling something, if you're going through something, communicate it. Like don't just be dry and don't talk and act like you're no longer interested because you don't want to talk about it.
And it also, I'm sorry, it's also not so, like, if you don't want to communicate that, that's okay too, but it's also as simple as, I don't feel comfortable communicating that with you.
I mean, I will say, like, for most men, from our own experiences, the times when we are vulnerable in front of women lose attraction for us. We lose the women. I can think of a ton of situations where I was steadfast, I was stoic, and then like I cracked or something. Not cracked, like I freaked out or something, but something happened, and I shared that with a girl I was seeing. There's one girl in specific. There's been a couple girls this has happened to me too. I'm like, hey, I'm going through this, and then the dynamic immediately shifts in the relationship. She loses respect for me.
That's not the case for everybody.
I'm not saying that's. I mean, maybe you guys are outliers, but I think a lot of men's experience when they are really vulnerable in front of a woman, like Would it be a turnoff if on the first date a guy cried in front of you?
No.
No.
Come
No.
on. Come on.
No.
It would be a
Yeah.
turnoff.
I think it would be because that's the first date. Like we haven't
Third
even
date.
like established
Even third
a
date, a guy
connection.
cries in front of you. It's probably going to turn you off in some way. I've had experiences. Okay, I'll give you guys an experience. Almost exactly a year ago, I was attacked. It wasn't a fight. Like, I was attacked. I was jumped in the street. I was fucked up. I was all bloodied up, everything.
I'm sorry to hear.
It was bad. It was bad. Luckily, we caught the guys, and well, that's for another time. But, and I had my girl that I was seeing at the time come over to like help to nurse me, and she came over, and I was all fucked up. Like, my knee was all bloody. I was in pain. I was like, it was hard to walk and shit. And there was a palpable change we'd been seeing each other for a couple months. There was a palpable change in the relationship. Like, it was like before I was attacked and then after I was attacked. Like, it changed. When she saw me like all fucked up like that, it changed the relationship. She kind of lost a little bit of respect for me. We never argued. All of a sudden she's bickering about this and that. I'm like, I can't really articulate exactly how it changed, but it changed. And then I think within 2 months the relationship was over.
I feel like it almost.
Sorry.
No,
go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like it can also really go both ways, though. I had a very like almost similar experience, not something that happened to me, but the guy that I was in a very long-term relationship with, like, you know, again, he was very stoic. Like, he never really like shared his emotions to me, like at least like deeper emotions that were like things like issues that he had maybe with like his mental health and things like that. One night he gets super drunk, opens up to me like about some really like dark like issues, and his whole thing is like apologizing to me, being like, I didn't want this to affect our relationship. I don't like you seeing this side of me. And I think honestly a part of that plays into toxic masculinity, because it's like he hadn't even like, he opened up to me and instantly he feels embarrassed and like just out of like how society feels, because obviously I was there, I was like trying to comfort him. I'm like, I'm so glad you opened up to me because now I understand the issues you're going through. But in his mind, he kept like walking into the bathroom to like wipe his tears, being like, I'm fine, like you don't look at me like this. Like, he wouldn't look at me because in his mind, like, a man shouldn't be able to show his emotions like that. So in your case, I can understand like maybe that was a turnoff for her, but
it's not for everybody.
It goes the other way too, where
and also I think like now within our generation and the younger generations, like mental health is coming more into light and teachings. You know, I'm not sure if like, let's say you in high school got, you know, the mental health talk, or like you had outlets to reach out to. It was a little more taboo, you would say, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think, so it sets like that ideals for like that age group. And so I think that's what is lost in like people of older ages. They're kind of taught like men are strong, men don't really show emotions, and that's just what they expect. And I think now with our generation, and I think as I see more when I talk to my friends, or even all you guys here, like, it's okay to show your emotions, and when people like validate that, then that's where the change comes. And I think the dating pool now is, we'd rather you communicate and show your emotions. That way we can better understand you and there's no disconnect.
I feel like when there's no communication about like how you feel, it kind of turns into resentment. And it just builds up, and it causes tension because you're going through so much and you can't talk to your significant other about it. And if you're dating somebody, you have to trust them. That should be your person. You should trust them more than anything. So you should be able to talk to them. And if you feel like you can't, then that's not a healthy relationship, in my opinion.
And that's how it was with my ex too. It was like he started to resent me because now I know like things that he's too embarrassed to like share to other people, and he couldn't even trust like the person he was closest to because he's just embarrassed.
Well, to address your point, if a guy is stonewalling you, that's a different issue. If there's like a lack of communication and he's not communicating certain things, but opening up his emotions, like a guy can communicate with you and still be stoic and still communicate a desire, or if there's an issue in the relationship, he can still do it. But if guys just start sobbing to women about their problems, it's just, the reason a lot of guys don't do it is because they've had experiences that when they do, the women lose attraction for them. Or the other thing that often happens, when men open up to you, you use that shit later on in the relationship to like, as some sort of tool in an argument. Like,
and I don't think any of us are saying that like that doesn't happen, because it definitely happens.
Definitely does.
There are shitty people, there are shitty women, there are shitty men. People are going to take advantage of you. But I think for a lot of people, just being able, like personally, I want my boyfriend to open up to me about his emotions, because if he doesn't, why am I going to open up to him? I don't want to cry to him if he doesn't feel like he can cry to me. I don't care about that. It doesn't make me less attracted to them, because I want to be shown how he feels. If anything, it makes me more attracted to him because he can communicate properly and he feels comfortable sharing with me how he feels.
Personally, I've had an experience where a guy I was with at the time has like completely opened up and cried to me about like something going on in his life. And honestly, it almost probably made me like him more, just the fact that he could share that with me and he doesn't share it with other people, even his like close guy friends. It was a really big thing to me, and it still is this day, even though we're not nearly like that anymore, you know? It's just like, it's something that, it's not even like a secret, but it's like a moment we shared.
Yeah, it's intimate.
It is intimate.
Oh, okay. I wanted to come in here on something. I mean, that's great. That's great if it made you more attracted to him. There's definitely women that's the case, but it's like a toss-up. Like, before we open up, we don't know if like this is just going to be the beginning of the end of the relationship, or if she's going to genuinely be there. I mean, my advice to men is, if you have a problem in your life, go tell your male friends, talk to your male friends. Don't bring it to your girl, like, just because you gotta be stoic. Like, that's how it is. So
you don't have to be.
You don't have to be. You
There's
can still be a
thing
strong...
is like, again, it's just you're reinforcing like that stereotype that man.
I'm reinforcing toxic masculinity.
You can still be a strong man and show emotion.
Exactly.
No, and you're saying like, oh, go to your male friends about it. Like,
if
no,
anything,
you should
I
be
feel
able
like
to trust your girlfriend enough to share your emotions with her.
If anything, I feel like
if
your
she's the
girlfriend
most
can help
important
more.
to you as well, like keeping with what like traditional gender roles anyway. If your woman is the most important thing in your life, you should be able to go to her with your emotions.
It's certainly ideal. Sure, it's ideal, but like, as a guy, you are kind of rolling the dice, because for some women, and even some women who say the things that you guys say at this table, you might be able to verbalize that, but deep down, you could still, like you're saying, you could say the politically correct thing. Oh, baby, it's okay. I want you to open up. But when he does, something deep down, I'm not saying all women, but something deep down might still be like, you might be put off by it. And so also another thing is, men often don't share their feelings because they end up just upsetting their girlfriend, and then they're left to console their girlfriend on her feelings because of how his feelings made her feel.
Yeah. Honestly, though,
try to wrap your mind around that one.
I feel like if that happens, then you're just better off without them anyways. And eventually some problem was going to come up and it wasn't going to work out. Because if you are the type of man that wants to communicate with your girl the way that you feel, and she can accept that, then she doesn't deserve you and you shouldn't be with her.
I agree.
Word.
Word.
That was your question, was it? Or whose question was that?
I was the last one to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about the toxic... Who's talking about toxic masculinity?
I brought that up.
Yeah.
You brought that up. Okay, so you were riffing off of her thing. Okay. Can I challenge you guys to potentially change your thought process on this? Would you consider, instead of using the term toxic masculinity, would you consider just using the term toxic?
Toxicity.
Or toxicity?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In lieu of, I don't know, I just feel like it's pointlessly gendering something. But
yeah, because if we're going to say that there's toxic masculinity and toxic femininity,
may as well
then
just
may as well
toxicity.
just umbrella it and say
it doesn't need to be
toxicity or
treated as
toxic, or
two
just-
separate things.
Yeah. Or someone is being toxic, whether they're male. And that's why I wanted to say that I didn't shoot my hand up, because what you said was actually really impactful, and I I liked what you said there because
Well, thank you.
if you think that there are toxic men, you have to also believe that there are toxic women. It's
Yeah, of
because
course.
there are. It's not. There's no one gender that's going to be better than the other. So if there's going to be toxicness in all genders, then just don't even
separate it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
separate it. Yes.
Sure. So something you want to get off your chest, dating related.
I honestly don't really have anything. Like I can't
Totally
think of
fine.
anything.
Totally
so
fine. We
you
can
just
come
go
back to
Emily.
you if you want. Something dating related you want to get off your
I
chest?
wish men were clear about their intentions and what they want from the beginning, because men, like you said, they're scared of commitment. Men will say they want a relationship, then when it comes down to it, they're not ready for one. Men will say they just want to hook up, then they catch feelings for you, then you find out they're not ready for a relationship. It's like they need to just be clear from the beginning. I'm ready for a relationship or I'm not ready for a relationship.
And I think it's okay if those opinions change, but then again, back to communication, you have to communicate that. And if that's where you don't meet, then that's where you don't meet. And then it's find someone who you meet with.
Yeah.
Communication. Party foul.
The Mike Davis painting photo just capsized. My bad. Wait, so okay, you said you want guys to be upfront.
Yes, very upfront.
Can I ask the whole table, would you prefer it if guys were just more upfront with what they want?
Yes.
I
love that so much.
Whole table, yes?
Yes.
You want guys to be more upfront with what they want?
Yes.
Okay. A guy walks up to you and he says, hey, listen, do you want to have sex right now? What's your answer? Hold on, let's start over here. We'll start over here. What's your answer? Guy walks up.
I mean,
Do you wanna
not
fuck?
right then. But if he makes it clear that I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm just looking for a hookup, that's different. Then
Wait, I also have a question in context to what you're saying.
Sure.
Is this a random guy walking up to us?
Yeah.
Or is this somebody?
Someone we've been
What's
talking
the
to.
backstory of this guy?
At a party, maybe at a bar, at
Do
a
we
club.
know them?
You don't know him. Just a random dude.
So just a random dude. Got
New
it.
guy.
All right.
then no. But if a guy comes to me and he's like, hey, like, let me get your snap, but like, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm just looking for something casual, that's being upfront about it. I want a guy to be upfront, and I don't want a guy to say he wants a relationship if he's not going to be in a relationship, if he's scared of commitment. If a guy says I want a girlfriend and then it comes down to it and he's not boyfriend material, then he should have been clear that he's not ready.
Okay, so I want to go around the table on this though. So, guy walks up to you, and he just says, "Hey, do you want to fuck?" Maybe more tactfully, like in a polite way. He's like, "Hey, what's up? Just thought you were attractive. Listen, I'm not really looking for anything. Do you want to go hook up right now?" What's your answer?
No.
I'm sorry, say that again.
But it's not like situational, it's personal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, no right now. Like I don't know him.
Oh, so you
What if
so
he
like
has,
if
A guy just straight up walks up. He's polite. He's not rude or anything. He's not like, "What's up, baby? You want to like?"
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
polite, but he's being super direct, super upfront, kind of like how she's saying.
Bouncing off what Nicole said, I would say no right then and there because I don't know if you're safe.
You
But
know what? We
if-
should. Sorry, go ahead.
But
Continue.
if you're like, hey, like she said, let me get your snap. Let's hook up tomorrow, the next day. The other day, I'll be like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. Or, okay, that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And personally, I have been direct. I have been like, the ball's in your court. What are you going to do? And
Yeah.
I've been turned down, and that's fine. That's fine.
Wait, how were you direct? You said the ball's in your court.
I was like, I'm just looking to hook up. The ball's in your court. That
Okay.
is your decision. And he said, I'm sorry, like,
He
hooking
passed it up.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He's like, I'm hooking up with another girl.
Did you want him more?
We made out a couple times and like had interest in each other. So like it was more like lust, like attracted to each other, like mostly. But
when he turned you down for sex, did you want him more?
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, you know what? Let's play a video of this exact scenario happening. Eric, can you go ahead and pull up the video? And guys, we'll wrap up here in probably about 10, 15 minutes. All the way at the bottom, Eric, it should be the Brian. No, there, Brian asking. Yeah, and then I guess we could do the girl version after. Go ahead.
Did you speak English? Yeah. I just thought you were really cute. and I want to know if you wanted to have sex. No. Okay.
That's quite rude.
I just thought you were cute, and I want to know if you wanted to have sex.
No.
No. I thought you were really cute, and I want to know if you want to have sex with me. And I want to know if you want to have sex. Do you guys speak English at all? Where are you from?
Australia.
Oh, Australia, cool. You guys are really cute.
Okay.
And I want to know if you guys want to have sex. Do you want to have sex? No. No? Oh. Want to have sex?
Yeah.
I just thought you were cute, and I just want to know if you wanted to have sex.
I'm just trying to find my friend. No, thank you.
No, thank you. All right, mate. Have sex with me.
Are you stupid or?
I'm a little stupid.
Do you wanna lie on the ground or not?
Right now?
Yes.
What do you mean lie on the ground?
Then we gonna slap you very hard. Yes?
When I'm on the ground or before?
That's not what you're gonna ask a lady. No.
Oh. I'm not from around here, so I don't know the custom.
Anyways, so that was me in Europe a couple years ago. Being up front, and I got one yes. I got one yes out of 200.
I think it's the way you phrase it.
Yeah, the way you phrase it.
My phrasing.
I think if you're like, hey, I'm new to the country, I'm just looking to hook up. Are you single? Do you want to do that? You'd probably get more of like a, I don't know.
Let's get to know each other.
Yeah, I feel like that comes off as kind of creepy. Like, I'd be uncomfortable.
Especially like, I mean, at least since you were in another country as well.
Yeah.
I was like the
But,
two girls who walked away as soon as you said
no,
they
but
were
like being
cute,
upfront is different than that. Being upfront is like what you said.
That's upfront.
Like, I mean,
That's
that
too
just
upfront.
could be
Too upfront.
considered a little
It's
considered like scary.
That's a way of being upfront.
It's upfront, but it's almost like it's creepy, rapey.
Yeah.
It's
How's it rapey? Huh?
Because you don't have a connection established yet. I feel like if a connection was established, like both people kind of have a feeling that there's something there, and that's when you can be like,
it doesn't have to
honest,
be
like,
a
I'm just
large
trying to
connection either.
Just maybe not a stranger. Maybe not somebody
Exactly.
in a foreign country.
And
Because
also,
you're
like,
never
never
gonna
just
ask to have
thinking
sex. Like,
Yeah. No matter what, you're not just gonna like start having sex.
Okay,
like,
so-
a hookup is there's always something.
So I
before.
will address your thing. Yes, like it is quite, perhaps the phrasing could have been a bit more, less sterile. It could have been how you said it, like, hey, what's up? However you said it, I forgot how you phrased it, but that is being upfront. And in fact, we have a woman who did the exact same thing. We wanted to see how it would work if a woman did it. So play the Andrea asking.
Would you have sex with me?
Oh my god.
Yes? No? Pretty please? You can just kind of lay there and I'll just do my thing.
Why not?
Okay, let's go. I just want to ask you guys if you would be down to have sex with me.
I will definitely have sex with you.
Like literally right now.
Where do you
I'm
want
not
to go?
joking.
I
Like, our
wanna
house
have
is like
sex
right over there.
I'll go with you
Right now?
Right now.
Are you down?
Yeah, why not?
Let me know if this is too forward. If you would have sex with me.
If I have hold on, I'm on the. Mom, can I call you back?
Maybe you'd want to have sex with me.
Yes.
Yeah? Like right now? Like literally my house is like right over there.
Sure.
You want to have sex with me?
Are you out of your mind?
Well, maybe a little bit.
You been
In
drinking?
kind of the best way. No, I'm completely sober.
You out of your mind?
In the best kind of way.
Come to my house if you want.
Okay. You want to have sex with me?
What?
Yes. I'm serious. Like my house is like right there.
All right, I'm down.
Okay, let's do it. You want to have sex with me?
Yeah.
And my house is like right over there.
I don't know if this is serious. Would you like to hang out with us first?
Not
Do you want
really.
to just go do it
I'm
right
sorry.
now?
Yeah, really quick, like 15 minutes.
That's totally fine with me.
Okay. All right, ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I better not be getting robbed right now.
Okay, so that's the girl version of the video that I just did.
It's still creepy.
It's still creepy.
It's
I think it's so
it's
funny.
not creepy.
Yes, it
so
is.
funny.
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
It's
hilarious.
not creepy.
It's creepy.
If a girl went up to you and asked you that, what are the first thoughts in your head?
Prank video.
You're gonna get robbed.
It's not
I'm gonna get
like
my organs harvested probably.
yeah, exactly. So
But you
never
see how
know.
many guys had. By the way, that was shot in Isla Vista many years ago. So I don't know why I pulled that up. The point is that when guys are up front, obviously that's a very kind of exaggerated scenario. That's not most guys. I had the benefit of. By the way, I'm just joking. There's cameras right over there. It's for a social experiment video. I'm kidding. Most guys are probably not going to be confident enough to do something like that in a real scenario, but it's an exaggerated. It paints the picture that when guys are so actually upfront, brutally upfront, women don't respond to it. So men have to play the game. Because if we are up front, then you're just going to be like, nah, next.
But don't play the game where you're giving false hope and giving the idea that you might want to be in a relationship if you know you're not.
Yeah, I don't think the game has to go so far to that.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
nobody said to be like painfully upfront.
Yeah.
Like that's just
Well, you're not painfully
because
upfront
getting
with
that
anything.
far,
But
like,
it's kind of convenient, like, oh, we want you to be up front, but to our precise standards. Like,
I don't think anybody's even asking for precise standards. Nobody just wants to be asked, will you have sex with me? Like that's creepy.
Well, just be
that's
like,
not really creepy.
but
That's
It's
not
creepy.
creepy.
I mean, can you
Nah.
imagine like a random guy coming up to you on the street being
so-
like, yeah, let's
I was
have
gonna
sex
say,
like right now.
I feel like that video isn't a good example of the message you're trying to send out here, because us women, we have to like worry a lot about getting sex trafficked, like rapes, like kidnapped. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen to men, but it happens way less frequently. So if some guy came up to me on the street and they asked me that and they're older than me, I don't know them. I don't know anything about them. I don't have anyone mutual with them. My first thought would be, he's fucking creepy. Like that's so creepy and like perverted.
To ask
It's
someone
like to run.
to
Like
to
I
ask
would
someone
run
to have
away.
sex.
Just any like conversation with a stranger as a woman in general is just like no matter what, you have to
And
be
that's
on
like
defense.
what you're taught as a kid.
It's taught and it's what you have to learn.
Come
to
on,
just
yeah, but
be
come on,
here.
guys
Like,
approach you at parties, like they'll
That's
approach
different
you.
because your age, and they don't go up to you and say, "Can we have sex?" They say,
It's like a
"Hey, like."
controlled
Well, and also you're in a
even
huge group
then,
of
it's
people.
Like you're still like in a bar, you still have to be on guard. Like, there will be guys who are creepy in bars and will come up to you and ask you for sex or grab your ass and like
roofie you.
I mean, it's not creepy for a guy to shoot his shot.
No, but that's creepy in the way.
Yeah,
in the way
shoot
that
your
you
shot
shoot
like
your
that.
Shooting your shot, yeah. Like,
Shooting your shot
is like it's a blanket term because
Yeah.
like shooting your shot right off the
Well,
bat when you've never
okay,
had a conversation.
I'll
is
just
like,
say this: it's very convenient that as women, since you don't, I mean, except for you, apparently, you guys don't have the burden of having to be the ones to initiate.
Why is it a burden? Just in general,
It's not.
Like,
why is
isn't
it a
nice
burden
to
to
just,
have to be the one to initiate,
like,
or
oh, it's so bad. I'm like in a romantic situation.
If it's so
like,
bad, why do it?
Yo,
like, if
I don't
you don't
think
want to be in it, like, chill. That's fine.
No, but I don't think you understand like how hard it is for a lot of men to like approach a girl.
So don't do it. Nobody's forcing you to.
I think
fine.
it's more.
Guys, hold on.
hard.
Let me
It is-
finish.
I think it is
Hold on.
hard.
Hold on. You're saying, okay, then just don't do it. Okay, great. They'll just never reproduce then, because women don't really be hitting on guys like that, especially average dudes. Like, women don't hit on average dudes. Average chicks get hit on all the fucking time. So, like, as a dude, even a good-looking dude, if you don't go up to the girl, sorry, you're going to be lonely.
But I think like there's different ways to approach it with like still making your intentions clear. Like I said, like, hey, this is my snap. I'm not looking for like a serious relationship or anything. I just want to be casual. That's different than being like, hey, let's fuck.
Yeah,
Let me just-
you can
let me
shoot
clarify
your shot
something.
in
Let me
like a
clar-
respectful way. Like,
Let me-
you can get turned down. It's possible, but if you shoot your shot and someone likes you,
Even if you do respectful, sometimes it still goes bad. Let me clarify one thing as far as
That's
the
the
video
risk
goes.
you're taking.
Let me
Yeah.
clarify one thing as far as the video goes. That was a social experiment. I don't recommend guys That's
of
probably
course,
like
yeah,
there's much
yeah.
better much better maneuvering in terms of like your first initial interaction with a woman. That video is like a social experiment to see the reaction and to compare the reaction between men and women, and you see quite a stark difference there as demonstrated in the video. It's probably like that's probably not going to get you a lot of women. Some women might. I mean, I had one girl say yes. She was kind of like
What
appreciated.
happened with that?
Well, we were filming a video, so of course I told her, "Hey, I'm just kidding." We did not smash. We could have, but no. I told her, "Hey, I'm just kidding around," like blah blah. But it's just convenient. Like, oh, guys, don't be creepy or go about it in a certain way. But like, you don't really have the burden of having to figure out how to approach really. And even in situations where you do approach, like the percentage that it's going to go over well is much higher for a woman than it is for a man. Like all you girls here, if you hit on a dude, like your success rate is going to be way higher than like a dude going up to a chick.
I don't disagree. I think it's more of a pressure than a burden.
Pressure than a burden. I mean, it's kind of
because
it's kind of synonyms in a way, but
because if going up to a woman and asking those direct questions is a burden, then why burden yourself?
Because if men don't initiate, we will be very lonely.
Clearly there are women who initiate, because several of the women here said that they would, and we are definitely not the only women that would do that.
That's fine. There are some women who initiate, but you guys are outliers. You guys are exceptionally rare.
Who says that though?
Yeah,
like,
how do you know that?
Show like, yeah, men do initiate, but I mean, at least in my experience and some other people here as well, it's like
you need not look further than the dating apps to prove this. Like, who sends the first message? Like, if y'all match with a dude on a dating app, some of you aren't on dating apps.
Most of the guys though that I've matched with on Tinder like won't text me like at all. They won't send the message first.
That happens. That definitely happens.
So it depends on perspective, because I understand like from yours you can see it that way, but I feel like it goes both ways. I don't know. I can see how society like tends
goes
to
both
go
ways. How
towards
so?
men. Like, I don't know. I feel like from my experience, I don't see like men like coming up to me and like asking me to like hang out all the time or whatever, or like go out on dates. Like, it's not like it's like all the time. Like, I don't have to do any work. It's like I do put in effort. I have to put in effort, or else nothing's gonna happen. I'll be lonely too if I didn't put any effort in. It goes both ways.
Okay, so like if you go out to a party or something, I mean, times are changing. I think guys are approaching women less because of social media and dating apps, because now let's say before dating apps, before social media was a bit more widespread, if you wanted to talk to a girl, you had to do that in person. Now, like, you had to kind of get over your fear of it. Now, like, guys can get laid just on dating apps and social media. So it has removed a little bit of the necessity for men to approach women in real life. But I would still say, like, a lot of the time, like if you go to a party or a club or a bar, there's probably going to be guys that are going to come and talk to you. And then also we can talk about like guys sliding into your DMs. We can talk about the experience of women on dating apps. So, I mean, I can speak for myself, like dating app. Okay. Has anyone here been DM'd out of the blue by a guy who it was kind of clear he had a potential romantic interest or wanted?
Like on Instagram? Or
on Instagram, yeah. Slide into your DMs. How many DMs, just really quick around the table, how many times have you been DM'd by like a dude who's probably trying to get at you?
I haven't really counted.
Like 100 plus maybe?
Probably.
1,000 plus? Okay, go ahead.
I would say I just went public, so I would say like probably like 10. 10,
okay.
I'm so sorry. What is the question?
Has any guys like DM'd you on Instagram that are interested in you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a lot, but
a lot
of them are like pedophile bots.
What the fuck? Okay, but what you'd say like 100 guys?
Oh, I have no idea.
What about you?
Like 100 plus.
100 plus. How
Probably
many guys have?
the same.
100 plus.
Probably 100 plus. I don't count.
Okay. And you guys, okay. So I'm 33. I've been in social media for a while. I've got a little degree of clout. I've been DM'd 2 times by girls. None of them that live in Santa Barbara. One chick in Canada, one chick in Chicago. Never met. They're not trying to fly out to me, right? That's the difference between men and women. 2 girls. Y'all are what, 18, 19 and shit?
31.
100. Well, okay, except for you. 100 plus DMs. Has a blue check mark ever slid into your DM? A guy with a blue check mark.
Yeah.
Rapper, musician,
Athlete.
NFL?
No.
What sport? You don't have to
Just
say his
like
name. I mean, if you want to.
college, like college sports.
College
like
sports,
football.
but he had a blue check mark.
College basketball.
And then there was
Hold
this
on, we'll
like
get to you.
random rapper too.
Blue check mark?
Yeah.
So just
I
those
know
2
it.
blue check marks? Just that's 2? What about you?
Yeah.
Any blue check marks? No? Okay, go ahead. No blue check marks ever? Okay.
Yeah. One that I remember was a football player. College.
NFL? Or college?
I think there was an NFL football player, but he mistaked me for someone else. I remember that. He added me on Snapchat, and he was like, wait, that's the wrong person. And he apologized to me.
Sure.
No, I'm not lying.
No, I don't think you're lying. I think he was lying.
Oh.
Oops. Okay. What about you? Any blue check marks in your DMs? Okay.
Never. Yeah.
How many?
1 or 2.
Athlete, musician,
Athlete.
NFL?
I wish.
College?
No, college.
College. Okay. What was the other one? Musician?
Probably. I didn't check.
All right. So this sort of illustrates like the differences between men and women. Like y'all get initiated upon online, in person. So it is a burden for us men to do that.
Brian, you want to go out?
Do I? What? Are you being facetious or
No.
what?
You want to go get dinner sometime?
Oh, this is a first.
Yo. You should say yes.
You live in LA.
No,
You-
I
you-
live here in Santa Barbara.
I thought you lived in. Oh wait, okay, I was thinking of someone else. You're asking me out on a date.
He doesn't know that.
Are you sure after all the toxic masculinity I've spewed this entire night?
Fix you.
Oh no! I would like to get to know you as a person. You're cute, and I'd like to be
Wow.
on the show.
Okay.
So why not?
That is. We'll talk after the show. How about that? How about that? Wow, that was.
You've never been
I
asked
feel like
out
you're
on
just.
this show?
No, I've never been asked out on the show.
Really?
No.
Oh.
It's not like a Bachelor. But,
oh no.
But are you? You're hamming it up for the
See me
stream.
after this-
You're
see me after
hamming
the
it up for the
show.
stream.
Talk to me
Yeah, we'll
after the
figure it
show.
out. Maybe we'll see. But oh, wow, put me on the spot there. Am I blushing? I don't know. But,
You are.
But okay, so where was I going with all that?
About how much more men slide in.
Well,
DMs
okay, we were
of
talking
women.
about how it's like creepy, right? But it's convenient, like, for women to be the arbiters of creepiness when, like, we are the ones that kind of have to figure out how to best approach women. When, like, for most women, that's really not a huge concern of yours. Of, what's like the best thing to say, and like, how do I do it? And like, one, you don't have to do it. Like, you have options, either through DMs, through dating apps, through just going out, and guys are going to come up to you. So, and even when you do it, you're going to have a much higher success rate than an average looking girl will have a higher success rate hitting on men than like even a really attractive dude will have hitting on women. So it's hard out here for a pimp. Do you want to? We were having a back and forth, so if you want, come in on this.
No.
Okay. We got to wrap up here pretty soon, guys. So I think everyone got to. Okay, last thing I want to ask here. We sort of touched on it at the beginning of the show. Not at some point we were discussing body count, right? I think, was it you that mentioned something about body count?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
I think that was you.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my question, right? Hold on. Oh shit, I lost it. Fuck, hold on. Sorry, one sec, guys. Do you think it's wrong for men to care about a partner's sexual past? In other words, do you think it's wrong for a man to care about a partner's body count?
To a certain extent.
I feel like it depends.
I think it depends too.
Generally, I don't think so.
Can you say the question again?
Yeah, I got you. Do you think it's wrong for men to care about a woman's body count?
I think it depends, like they're saying, like, if she has like 10 or something and you're just like, okay, I don't want anything with you, but if it's like, I don't know, I feel like it also depends on the person. That's a really complicated question.
I feel like it's also one thing if you're being shamed for it.
Yeah.
Rather than communicating that, you know, I would rather not be with a person over my limit of a body count.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not wrong to want to know how many partners somebody you're going to sleep with has been, but it's where you're like, what your intentions are with asking.
Yeah. Especially if it's like for safety reasons.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
like that is totally fine, but I feel like there shouldn't really be shame because the man shouldn't shame the woman and the woman shouldn't shame the man either.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised by that take. Okay, so should body count matter?
After a certain point, yeah, like
Okay.
if my man, let's say I really like a guy and then he tells me he has like, and say he's my age and he tells me he has like 30, 40 bodies, I'm gonna be like, so you're like having sex with someone new like every month, you know what I mean, or something like that. I don't know, I would just be like, I don't know, it kind of just depends on like the age of the person too, and I don't think it should matter that much, you know, because I feel like love is different than lust, and you can have sex with someone and not care about them, you know what I mean, kind of like a biological need, like they say. But if I'm with a guy and maybe he has like a lot of bodies in his past, I don't think it would be much of a burden on me as long as he's like treating me right now.
Sure.
I think it's very dependent on the person. Obviously, you know, if you're with someone that you really like and you can't get past their body count, then that's not the person for you, and that's okay. Like, you can move on and see if that other person checks your box. I don't know. I think body count, like they said, for safety reasons does matter. But yeah.
Okay.
Body count doesn't matter to me, and if it matters to them, I think that should be something that the people talk about. But you bring up something really good there about safety, that, you know, if you have slept with a lot of people, you should make sure you're being checked and make sure that you're not passing on anything to your current partner.
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say kind of the same thing with the safety, that the only real reason that you should care is if it's going to affect your health, because obviously if someone slept with a lot of people and they've contracted something from that and they could give that to you, obviously there's a big issue there, and that's something you either have to work through or avoid for your own personal reasons. And other than that, again, if someone can't accept what your body count is, I don't understand why you would want to be with them in the first place. They can't accept you for who you are and what you've done.
Yeah, I agree. Body count doesn't necessarily matter that much to me, but if it's like overly a lot over my limit, like I just want to be safe, so it's kind of like the main focus.
Yeah, I would agree also. I feel like it's more of a personal thing. Like, if you care, that's fine. Just don't be with the person if that's something that bothers you. But you can also do that without shaming them, like I said. But again, for safety reasons, like, you should know.
I agree. Definitely for safety reasons. I mean, it just depends on the person, though. Some people are more comfortable with their partner sleeping with less people in the past or anything like that. It just depends on the person, honestly, and how much you're willing to get past, because guys can say like they're fine with it, but then they're not.
Yeah. I think it also like comes with age. Like, I was in high school and this girl transferred to my school, and she was a sophomore, maybe, or I was a sophomore, she was a junior, and she had racked up 30 bodies
in high school,
just moving to my high school alone, and that's
Yikes.
before, you know, like moving
That's
from
a
where she
yikes.
came from. And I think
A button for that one.
that's
I don't have a yikes button.
and I think
Let me see,
that's
hold on.
really scary because it's, you know, I don't know, that's a lot. It's, like you're a junior high
That
school,
was-
you're
that was a good
16.
one.
Yeah.
Well, that comes to like a safety thing as well. Again.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's like you're 16 years old and you have 30 bodies. Now we should maybe
That's kind of
consider
concerning.
why are
Yeah,
you doing
why,
these
yeah,
things?
exactly.
Wait, how many did she have?
Like 30 just from moving to my high school.
Multiply it by 3, and that's the real number.
Word. Really quick, does anybody want to share their body count? We can go around the table.
I don't really care. I don't really mind sharing.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
mind
We'll
sharing.
start with you. Go ahead.
My body count's 2.
Wait, Eric, Eric? It's doing it again? Oh, I'll take care. I'll switch it over. Okay. So body count?
-3.
Wait, good. Yours again?
Mine?
Yeah.
Sorry, -2.
-3.
I don't want to share because of people I know watching, but I will give a range between 1 and 5.
Okay.
-2.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I haven't counted.
Range?
It's not like
range?
10, 15.
Okay.
7.
5.
Okay, there you have it, folks. So one last super chat. By the way, XXDM, I got to call you out. Are you still in chat? All this talking, we're seriously not going to get a fit check. Come on, at whatever you netted like 1,700
Give them a fit check.
today
They can
after
have it,
YouTube's
yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say 5XDM. I don't think I've ever seen you super chat. I'm just saying, bro, if you do a super chat, we'll do a fit check. How about that? We'll do a fit check. And then this is our last super chat, I think, of the night. Green Lantern with the 9
euros.
9 euros, thank you. Ladies, would you date a cross-dressing guy? Okay, thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no.
Depends, like what. Yeah. What cross-dressing? Like, are we talking about he's wearing like a whole dress or like what?
Cross-dresser.
I know, but like.
So he's dressing.
Dress
like
feminine.
He's wearing some makeup.
Like middle.
Hold on, Eric, is it still going on?
No.
Okay, one of you, can you guys just carry the conversation for 30 seconds while I fix this issue real quick, and then we're going to wrap up.
I feel like that's on preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it shouldn't matter. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I saw someone commented that girls love Machine Gun Kelly and he cross-dresses. But I think it's just the persona of Machine Gun Kelly, like who he carries himself as a celebrity, adds to that.
Yeah.
There's definitely girls who are attracted to that. Personally,
yeah,
I love Machine Gun Kelly, but not for how he dresses.
Yeah, I love his style. I love that he goes out there and he does what he wants to do and doesn't care what anybody else is gonna say. And also, he's got fucking Megan Fox as a wife.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a babe.
Yeah, she
for
is
sure.
Gorgeous.
For sure. I feel like the camera got all scuffed up there, but okay. So XXDM is not coming in for the fit check, but so 2 last things here before we wrap up. I know, sorry guys, that we've gone a little late. You guys want to watch an Andrew Tate video?
Yes.
Do you want to react to an Andrew Tate video?
Sure.
For the little cherry on top for the end of the show.
Might as well.
A quick one.
Okay, we'll do a quickie.
I'm tired.
Those are the best. Yeah, sorry guys, we ran a bit late here, and then we had a bit of a delayed start. And then I'm trying to think, what was the other thing? Oh, the fit check. I'll leave it up to you guys if you guys want to do. If you guys want to do a fit
we
check.
can do a fit check.
Okay, let's
Show
do
them
it
what
at
you're
the
wearing.
After the Tate video?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Do the video
All right, we'll do fit check after the Tate video. 5XDM, you owe me. Okay. So, Eric, can you pull the video tab, por favor? Go down to Tate. Yep. Oh, geez. Can you... Okay, we got forehead count, body count, promiscuity, robot. Lonely men. We could do the lonely men one. We could do the robot too submissive. Let's do the too submissive one. Why not? That one's kind of spicy.
And also, too, I worry if I'm too submissive, will he not respect me?
No. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that stupid shit.
That won't respect me crap. That's not real.
Is that real? Really?
You know what? So many women say to me, "You're so Andrew. You know what? You're so rich, but you're smart, and you're actually very intelligent. And I know you'd get really bored of a robot." And I'm sitting there thinking, "Bitch, I wish to God you were a robot." You better shut the fuck up. We talk about star signs? Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Tell me more about by Sagittarius rising, you idiots. I don't give a fuck. Give me a robot. All men want robots. That's all we want. Yeah. 4 wives, robots, inshallah. Put the burqa on. Yep. What are you talking about? We don't care. 2 coffees. Yeah. That's it. It's nice and easy. There's no such thing as too submissive. There's no such thing. Yeah. I'm never going to look at a beautiful woman who does everything I say and go, you know what? You do too much of what I say. I want to go get some disagreeable bitch.
Okay, your guys' reaction to that?
I didn't understand a single word he said.
I wish he was a robot.
Personally,
rotting in a coffin.
Personally, I just don't agree with anything that a person who's being investigated for human trafficking and rape right now is saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that was debunked.
He's still a piece of shit.
No matter what, he literally has said things like his whole thing with how he lives in Romania because the rape laws are lesser there. I just like the idea of being able to do what I want to do. I like to be able. I don't want the police to come out. Like I like the idea that when I go to the Romanian police and a girl says, "Oh, like he raped me," and I can be like, "No, like we just had a bad fight and she's accusing me of rape now, and they're just gonna leave me alone."
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, in terms to the being submissive, though, I don't think it's bad to be submissive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's like
just
gonna
what you
lower
like.
your value. It's what you like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what you like.
But we don't fuck with him.
Not at
all.
all.
No, we don't.
Would any of you date Andrew Tate?
No.
Absolutely
not.
He could be a billionaire and I would not date him.
Okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Last thing here. I recalled he mentioned astrology there, so it brought this up to me. Do you guys believe in astrology? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Yes.
We'll just go around the table. Go ahead. Do you believe in astrology?
But I don't think it's like life or death with astrology. I don't know. I kind of use it as like a supplement to like life, if that makes sense, just to kind of for fun.
A supplement, like
I don't know
routine?
how to, like when I'm like meeting people, like a little supplement, like, oh, like you're a Scorpio, like you're probably like this, but it's not like a determining factor in relationships. Like I might say some things if you're something, but I don't know. It's more to see if like
I would say yes to an extent. I'm obviously not gonna be like, you're a Taurus, we're not compatible. You know, like you don't.
I'm a Taurus. Rip.
You never know. Mm-hmm. You never know.
You wanted to come in on this because you have a
tattoo.
Can you show the camera your tattoo?
I don't think you can see it. It's just my zodiac sign.
Taurus.
Yeah.
To remind yourself?
No, because I think it's very true to me, and it's something that just I enjoy, and I think it's very
Mess
true to
with
me.
the bull, you get the horns. Okay.
Yeah, breakfast.
True.
Taurus gang, what's up? Pound it, bam. Do you believe in astrology?
I do. I find it fascinating. I currently listen to a lot of podcasts on it, and I love learning about it.
What about you?
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to look at. I wouldn't say I dictate like my life choices based off of it, because oftentimes they can be completely wrong. Other times they seem like they're pretty correct. But yeah, I think it's just fun to look at. So.
Okay.
I believe in it. It's interesting, but I'm not that educated on it. So.
Yeah, I definitely don't know a lot about it. Like, I do know that there are some signs that I tend to like gravitate towards and some that I tend to not gravitate towards. But again, I don't really like judge people based off of that.
Is there one sign that you're like, nah, or would there be a sign where you're just, I don't want to date a guy who's a Scorpio or anything
I
like
was
that.
gonna say Scorpio.
Not
But
really.
it's because all the Scorpio men I've met in the past have turned out horrible.
Yeah.
So
Not really,
it's
but I will
repetitive.
say one thing that is really weird is I'm a Libra and I'm like in love with Virgos. So like all of my best friends are Virgos and there's like 10 of them. And it's really weird because all the people I get along with the best are always Virgos. So it's just, it could definitely be a coincidence, but it's just kind of cool to look at.
I would say the men, Pisces men, I don't really get along with too much, which is kind of ironic actually because my current boyfriend right now is a Pisces. So he's the best Pisces out of all the Pisces that have given me trauma.
I'm the same way. Pisces are the one and my boyfriend's Pisces.
So Libra men always come to me. I don't ask for them. It's just Libra men are just always there. I don't ask for them. It's just every time I meet a guy and I like him, he ends up being a Libra. And it's like a curse.
You see how far the termites have spread and how long and well they've died.
Eric, can you pull up that
It's a
study
curse.
on the screen real quick? It's in the oh. Wait. Is it not showing up, Eric?
No, it's not.
Okay, that's fine. Basically they did a study recently that man, I don't want to rain on your guys' parade here. Basically, the study said that people that believe in astrology are just less intelligent. I'm sorry.
We go to Santa
there was
Barbara.
a study.
We're smart.
Oh, UCSB?
Yeah.
But you didn't get into UCLA though.
I didn't apply for UCLA.
Yeah.
I also took an
Shots
astronomy
fired.
class.
Oh,
and
astronomy.
actually, when each, I forgot what it was.
Word.
When each, like when the Earth turns, there's like a term for it. But if you look in the sky, the Earth is in like Pisces, or it's in the phase of Scorpio, or it's in, if you go to school, you would know.
Word? Yeah. Well, Chase, I don't know if Chase is still in the chat, but he's into some of the astrology stuff. Okay, last thing, guys. To wrap up the show, do you guys want to do the chat's been asking for the fit check, so if you guys want to do the fit check.
Okay.
Are we saying where they're from or just showing?
I guess just show. So I guess we'll start on. Oh, we can start on this side. Okay, there's green celery. Is that the look?
Sure, call them that.
The celery. Okay.
They're from Melrose Avenue in LA,
Oh.
and this is from Zara.
I think is your fly down?
No.
Oh, there's no fly.
They're just, like, kidding me.
Okay.
I'm not even showing it.
Okay.
Okay, this stuff's from Urban. Cargos are from Urban, and then Dunks.
American Apparel, Amazon, and clogs.
I thrifted this jacket at Cal Poly, Urban Outfitters, Shein, Brandy Melville.
Oops, sorry.
Urban, Princess Polly, and Steve Madden.
Mine is American Eagle, Brandy, and then I can't really see them, but Amazon.
This is Princess Polly, and these are Zara, and then Air Force. You can't see them.
Chat, why do you guys make me do this? Why do you guys make me do this, chat? Anyways, we're gonna wrap up now just because we went really late. So, big thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. You could have been doing anything else, but you were here with me. I appreciate that. Big thank you to the wonderful panel. I thought this was a good conversation. You guys were great. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for coming. We will be live again Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Guys, like the video and leave a comment on your way out for the algorithm. Thanks again to the panel. Thanks again for watching. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good night, guys.